everybody. Whoops. I hope you can see me. I almost put it live on here for a second. I don't know why. So let me find you on here. You know, you gotta go through all these steps. Where am I? There I am. Bending over. There we go. Oh, volume. See, I knew it. Always something. So let me know you're here. And let me find you on here. Facebook was going crazy. I literally got a message from them. Now see, this is frozen. God. Ah. See, I planned well, mind you, but Facebook did not plan well. So I got about an hour maybe or so before I went live. Trying to find my business page. Facebook came up saying they had an error message, and there was a thing saying Facebook was having issues. So I wasn't sure if anybody was even going to get the message. So I quickly put one out on Facebook because I still had it where I could type it on my iPad, but I wasn't getting internet on my phone. Go figure. So now I can't get you on that. Oh, come on, Facebook. There we go. There I am. Aren't I lucky? Come on. Pop up, pop up, pop up. Yay. Hey, Kay. Hey, Katie. How are you? So give me 1 second. Let me get this going here because it froze me out in the mini chat. Everybody say hi when you come in. You guys are going to help decision making tonight. Aren't you thrilled? It gets you guys involved. That's how I look at it. Today is 5/7/19. This is birthday. I had all this done and it froze me out. Alright, let's find me on this one. So, if you were on my earlier live from this morning, hey Norma, Alabama in the house. Hi Carolynne, hey Deb. Oh, I'm doing fine, Deb. Just a lot of, stress with the room upstairs, Hey Brenda, hey Charlotte. How are you guys all doing? Hey Lori. Come on. This is my mini chat. Mini chat is not cooperating. Okay, we'll keep working on mini chat. So we'll get going. So I can't use these words as you see down here. So if you would be so kind as to spread the love the page. Definitely, I appreciate that. Facebook is doing some changing. Hey Debbie. So I'm going to be tonight, they have a webinar tonight. So I'm going to, I signed up for tonight's one at 10 o'clock. So I'll be going, doing that to find out the changes that they're going to be making. Fun. More lessons for me, right? But it's free. So I figured I might as well take advantage of it. Hey everybody, come on in, say hi. Hey Debbie, I got Lori. How are you all doing? Let's see, one more time if I can get this. Because the reason why I have to get this is because, oops. Now it totally took it out. Come back. There we go. Is because if you guys want to type alerts in here, that's the reason for it. Oops, can't spell wreath. Let's see. Come on, I don't want to save. Oh, cross your fingers. There I am, yay! Got it. 2 more clicks and I'm done, ladies. Don't go anywhere. Please, be patient, be patient. Yes. Done. Yay. Hey. Okay, I think I'm caught up on the comments. Comments were coming, then disappeared, then they came back, and now they're disappearing after one comment in here. But I look at this, and I'm looking at comments here. Because on the computer, sometimes it looks blurry to me. So the iPad is better for me. This may be our second project tonight. So that's going to go down here. This is what I was doing. That's why I was like a minute or two late. Because you guys are going to help with that. But we're going to do the birthday wreath. So if you weren't on my live this morning, what I had done, I got a custom order on Thursday, and I was leaving town Friday for Granny's 100th birthday and a fishing rodeo for my 2 granddaughters, which was hysterical because they both caught their 4 fish, which is the limit you're allowed. So I had a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old, you know, with my daughter and son-in-law, and they both caught all 4 fish in 18 minutes. It would have been sooner, but one granddaughter's pole got tangled up, so that delayed us a little bit. Hey, Fonda, how are you? We'll be in and out. My 4-year-old grandson is demanding a lot. Oh yeah, Brenda, I had my little niece, not my little niece, my granddaughter today, so I know how they can be demanding. Hey, did I get Debbie? Hi. Yes. Okay, so I know where I left off. I'm trying to keep up. If I apologize. The computer only shows like 3 comments at a time, so if I miss one, I try to go back. So this is the birthday wreath. The reason why I didn't do this on the live was, 1, I got the order Thursday before I was leaving. 2, and I came back yesterday, and I put it together last night as far as everything goes. There's 36 curls in here. I didn't think you guys wanted to watch me do 36 curls, curl them up, tie them in. But I'm going to tell you, because the lady's picking this up tomorrow morning. So that's why I was kind of like, in doing this. So let me flip it over and I'll tell you. This is a work frame vase. And it's one of these that are like 3-dimensional here. And it already had the ties on it. So there's 8 ties in the middle, 10 on the outside. Okay. So in the center, I did 8-inch poofs and 10-inch poofs. Now, why did I do black for birthday? So, hey, Claudia. Well, Brenda, my husband is demanding attention too. Oh, you're so funny, Claudia. That's a good one. I love that. So she sent me pictures of, you know, ideas and stuff. And one of them was a garden sign that was black, and it had the word happy, I think it was in white, and birthday was in different colors. So this is going to be gender neutral, age neutral. That being said, because she has 2 girls and a son and a husband and wife, and a husband and her. And what she wants to do is put this on her door, so whenever any of their birthdays are, that it will be recognized as a happy birthday. So she said, you know, I could use black and white or whatever. So since that sign was black, the garden sign, I did the base in black, because if I pulled any of these other colors out, I felt that the ribbons and the curls were going to get lost in it. And I thought, this is my opinion, that the black would just pop a little bit better. And you can see, I don't know how, oops, I got ties going over here. The black, how it comes through, you know, in here. Rather than if I did a red or pink or blue or something, that you may not see it because of the ribbon ties and the curls. So that's my train of thought on how I did this. And I do like this. This is the first birthday one I've done. So I had to, like I said, make it gender neutral, age appropriate for whatever. The kids are going to grow up to be adults, so it can't be too kiddie. So what I did was I picked 8 colors. I have, I gotta look. Purple and orange, pink and green. I have red and a light blue, and then I have a dark blue with yellow. Okay, so those were my 8 colors. So what I did over the weekend, and I knew I had those 8 colors because I set it up before I went. I kind of took a picture of the, you know, the base I was going to use and all the colors. So I know you can't see this, but it's my little wreath. I took a piece of paper at my daughter's house, and I ripped it off, and I kind of counted. Well, I had 10 on the outside, 8 on the inside. Marked how I was going to put the colors together, you know. And once I figured that out, then I had to figure out how many curls of each do I have to make color-wise. Hey, when all the nuts falling around. Damon, you're so silly. You know what? Let me just tell you about the renovation really quick. There's not going to be any renovation this week. So I just got, just like 2 minutes before the last text was, because I had put my foot down and I said he has to next week to finish. That's it. I'm done. And because he had immigration problems with some of his crew, and shortages. This has been going on for over 6 weeks because this is the end. This is coming to the end of week 12 of doing one room and a bathroom. That's it. So with that being said, hey Leslie. So we're not having any crew members in this week. He's going to regroup and bring them all in and finish, he says, in, what was it, 7 or 9 days. And I was like, I'll believe it when I see it. So at least that gives me leeway tomorrow. I could maybe go to my workout, which I've missed for the past 12 weeks. So that's where I am. But so the nut house, Damon, is nutty right now. We're going to go to the insane asylum. I'll probably be in for stress, heart attack with this whole thing. I don't want to say that. I won't, but it's just like, you know, dinner. I didn't have dinner because, you know, you just like, but we're going to have happy times, because it's a birthday week. So anyway, so what I did, I used the polka dots. So we should be getting done before. Probably after Wreath Makers Live, Damon. That's my game plan because I'm supposed to go see my son. This weekend I have a craft show, so I'm hoping that will just be really fun on Saturday. And then the following week I'm supposed to go to help my friend do basket bingo down in Richmond and see my son, who I haven't seen for a while because of all this renovation. It's just been crazy. And then we're supposed to go on vacation in June for a week at the beach, which I will love because I'm hoping my house will be done. And then Wreath Makers Live. I can't wait, David. Wait, just wait until you see what I have for you in store, dude. Just wait. As it flushes in 2019. You know what? I'll probably be one of those people now. I have to have special water because my toilet's backing up in something. I mean, good Lord. Oh, did you see her walk by? I heard it. She is a German Shepherd Labrador. 8 in the litter. We adopted her through the Hearts Association. Kai, come here. Oh, come here. Come here. Come here. There were 8 in the litter. 3 came out brindle. And she's all brindle. She won't jump up on me. Well, because of the floor. You want to come up? Come here. Come here. Maybe she will. Hi. So she is my sweetie. She's 6 years old. She's really good. Very good. We've been doing a new command with her. I do all the training with her. Yes. Now you can go lay down. You're okay. You're a good girl. Thank you. Thank you for coming to see everybody. I love you too. You have to see this. This is how spoiled my dog has. I'll come a little closer because this is funny. Everybody teases me. Thank you. So let me turn this around. And let me see if I can get you in picture frame here. It's an 8-second delay. Where am I? Let me swipe comments from here. Let's see if that will focus on there. She has her own dog license, literally. I don't know if you could see it very well. So it has a picture of her. She has a dog, just like a driver's license number, where she lives and stuff. And then restrictions, and it says loves tennis balls and stuff like that on here. So she's just spoiled. I'll put this on her later. I have to change it out. That was her. She gets a different color every month. That's her Easter one. So that has Easter bunnies on it. So I got to change it out for May. You know, our first 2 dogs are purebred German Shepherds, and I trained them. Then we had an Alaskan Malamute who was really good when we lived in Alaska, Kodiak, and I trained him to pull the kids on the sled. Oh, it's awesome. Then we got Lucky the pound puppy. She was squirrely. She's a hound dog, God knows what. She was like just a squirrely dog. And then we had Kiera. All our dogs, my daughter said, Mom, you know you named them all L, K, with either a K or an L. And I went, really? Never knew that. Never picked up on that. So she's Kai. And every dog we name for something that whether we've been or the state we live in. So Kona Kai was a hotel that we used to go to in New Jersey from here. And my husband grew up going there with family and stuff. And anyway, and so the restaurant is, not the restaurant, the hotel is torn down and all. So we took part of that restaurant named Kai. And instead of Kona Kai, she's Kai. So that's how we named her too. And we've had birthday parties with her other siblings. So that's been interesting. Hey, Melissa. we love dogs. I wanted to get a little one this time, and my husband said no. Oh, she would. When I came home from this weekend, you would have thought the dog was going to have a heart attack because I let her out of the house and she's like whining, like howling, whining because she was so happy. I was on her whole back end and tail, like she was like slinky, you know, going like this. And my husband said, I couldn't believe you. Usually, you know, she's kind of cool, but he goes, she was a different personality when you left this time for some reason. And that's because I've been spending 12 weeks of my life just sitting here with her every day. Well, almost a year now because I quit my job to do this. So it's all good, y'all. All good. Hey, Jacqueline. And I think I got everybody's comment caught up. I hope. I love German Shepherd. Yeah, I think our next one's going to be a German Shepherd. This one's a German Shepherd Lab. Mother's a German Shepherd, father's a Lab. Our dog prior to that was a German Shepherd Border Collie. So she had all the colorings of the Shepherd, but the hair texture of a Border Collie, short snout, you know, kind of thing. She was very smart too. She's really smart. I've been working with her not to bark, like at the UPS man. So I have 2 commands I give her. And if she doesn't answer the first one, and she gets the second one, and she actually did it like last week for the first time where she listened to the command, turned to me. But she lays down because it's a command she has to lay down. It's in German. And she does that, arr, 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 like she's talking back to me. And I'm like, girl, you better not talk back to mama here. You're wizard. My husband doesn't want a small dog. And that's fine. You know, my daughter has a Yorkie and she had him in pin, so they're good. So let's get to wreath making. So, and hopefully I got everybody's comment there. If I missed anybody, I apologize. Sorry. All right, so what I did, 8-inch curl poofs on the inside, 10-inch on the outside. I didn't want to go anything bigger because this frame is 3-dimensional, and I knew with putting the curls on it, it was even going to make it bigger. The curls, usually a lot of people like to do 8 inches. I did 12 inches because I wanted it, you know, a lot of curl in there, I guess you can say. So I cut them at 12 inches long. It's 10-inch mesh at 12 inches long, okay? The tails are at 13. Again, I almost went 14 inches with the tails, but I knew with the curls being in here, again, it was going to make it so poofy, that the 13-inch, at least I feel, would be okay. And they cross over enough, you know, on it so that they're not like sinking in. And those of you, I think somebody asked me about that not too long ago. How do they get it from their, you know, their tail sinking in? Well, a good thing might be that your tail may be too short. So keep that in mind on the type of wreath that you're making, that if you put your first tail on and you see it looks like it's sinking in, it could be that your tails are too short and you need to make it longer so you can see the tail. So keep that in mind. Hey, Jacqueline. Hey, Brenda, how are you? So that's what I did. Now, how did I do the colors? I took base color out of all the colors I had here. So you know, the red, the blue, the orange, the purple, and all. And what I did, I chose, I have a blue in polka dot, orange, pink, red. I think I chose those 4 colors, yeah. Because even though I have 8 colors, I didn't have 8 polka dots. So I used this as the base, and I pretended this was balloons. This is how my nutty brain thinks, right? So every single ribbon has, every single tie in here has the polka dot. So that's like my base. And sorry, I've been bringing this thing back and forth here because I'm just crazy tonight with all this stuff. So as you can see, the polka dots, polka dots, polka dots going around. Then the second tail, I chose to do something of whether they're all stripes of some sort. So I have yellow and white, I have purple and white. Okay, I did blue in 2 colors, so because I have the light blue on here with this one, and I do have the blue in here, you know, in here, so I did a watercolor one. The pink with it's pink and green tie, I did the pink polka dot, and I brought the green in this way. I thought that would, instead of just doing green, I chose to do this like little rick-racky type thing. So each color ribbon is coordinated with the curls that are in there. So this is pink and green, pink and green. This has the orange. What's orange? Where's orange? Oh, here it is, orange and purple. So I have the orange and purple, you know, ribbon. Oops. Then I have, what is it, yellow and blue are the next colors, and then I have red with light blue are the next colors here. So I chose to set it up that way. Do you have to do it that way? No, but that's how I decided to do it. If this is your first time watching, type alert down below. Rosie will send you a message, and just respond back to her in your messenger with the word alert, and then you'll come and visit us every time we go live. As well as you can hit on the top of the page here, the 3 little buttons. Hit the notification button too. Guys, do this. You see this down here? We can't say these words anymore. So please bless my page. I almost said that S word. Because every time you try not to say the word, you wind up saying it. Spread the love. Bless the page. You know the drill, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hi. Thank you, Lisa. So, like I said, this is a custom wreath, and she's picking it up tomorrow. So the next thing was, she said, well, you know, she gave me that I can use black and white. I can't use zebra print. She said no zebra. Her son didn't want zebra. I have to keep it boy, you know, a girl, a boy, a husband, and a wife, you know, type colors, and trying to do this. So I didn't tell her. She was, well, should we put a bow? I said, oh yeah, I'll have a bow on it. Now she came on this morning. Yes, spread the seeds of love, y'all. And so I found this sign, and the sign came just the black and white, and it was already distressed. I found this at Michael's. Now I was in Christiansburg, Virginia, which I call the west coast of Virginia. I'm on the east coast of Virginia. So it was already distressed, and I really liked it. The stars were the same way. But what I did, I painted them red, because when I held it up on here, what color, you know, she said she wanted stars. So this is her stars without going patriotic stars on here. So, and I just stressed the stars. Okay. This is done in a cricket. My daughter had a cricket. I told her last night, yesterday when I came home last night, I said, I'm commissioning you to, you have to do a happy birthday. I gave her the sign, and I have to have it by today. And she's like, Mom, I said, hey, I had your daughter for 3 days. No. So I said, please, I need your help to do this. I could have hand painted it, because I do hand painting. I do painting on wood. So, but I just wanted it this way. So the sign had the word happy in white letters, and then birthday, like I said, in the multicolored letters. So this is her black and white. She wanted stars, so I have stars on here. And that's kind of where the sign is. Now what we're going to do with the sign, let me just move this over here. Hopefully it's not going to stick to everything. This is thick enough wood. This came with a little thin piece of rope back here. I cut it off. Oh, the stars also I got at Michael's too. They were actually on clearance. So and it was out there. Now I have not seen the sign, although I haven't looked for it in my Michael's here, because Michael's is starting to carry some of the raw wood, you know, so you can do signs and do with the crickets and stuff, which I like, or you can do whatever you want. But I want to look for more of these signs because I like it. The sign is 18 inches long and it's 4 inches wide. So what we're going to do, we're going to staple these babies on. I've gotten in more of the stapling mood. I don't know. I usually do the cable ties, but I don't know. Last bunch of these, I decided to do staples. So my staple gun, I can do 3 different depths on it as far as the staples that go in here. I like to put 2 staples in each of them, just because that's the way I roll. That's the way I roll. All right, and these went in really good into the wood. Sometimes I have to hammer it, so I do have my hammer here. Hey Karen, how are you? Thanks for coming in. Say hi to all of us. So we're going to put 4 of these in here. Oops, there's that one and this one. So what I did with the stars, I painted it. I put a bunch of coats on it. I think I have like 3 coats on the stars. Hey, Wendy. Oh, thank you, Wendy. Same to you. And then what I did, I took sandpaper. I actually blew dry it because I had to wait. I gave her the stars so she could measure out where she was going to put happy birthday. And I said we could put the stars here, angle it or whatever. I like the angling of the stars. I think that's better than, you know, putting them straight across. And it's just personal preference. And so I painted the stars. Oh, I twisted them all. And then I blew dry them so it would dry faster. And then I just took sandpaper and I did, at first I tried it to sandpaper the whole thing, kind of like this was, and that didn't look good, so I repainted it. Then I just took the sandpaper and did the raw edges, like to make those, and I like that a lot better than what I did before. So that's going to be our sign. Now what I did before I came on the live, now I have 8 colors. There are, I'm going to flip it around, so we're going to mess up the ties. So when I started with the purple and orange. And I went around, I started here and did, these are the colors right here, okay? Those are the 8 colors. So then you repeat it again. Here are the 8 colors, right? Then you would start it again. So here's where I started before, and here's this. So you're going to have 2 colors close together. So I didn't want to put it, the next color would have been the yellow and blue. So I didn't want to have purple, yellow, blue. So I chose the next color over to put it in here. Now the center, it worked out fine because there's 8, so I was able to do 4, the 4, and then the other 4. So just to let you know. Thanks, Roberta. How are you? So what I did, because what we're going to do is the bow and the sign, is I went ahead. Now normally these twist ties I don't curl down, you know, I leave them up, but it's going underneath the sign. So I'm going to stand up. My head may disappear. And what I did, I curled down 3 sections here. 1, 2, 3. Because I took the sign, it's going to be on an angle. Upside down to you, so let's change that. And it's going to go, no matter how you do this, if you look straight here, then you can turn your wreath like this or like this, and it's on an angle. Do you ever notice that? So I'm going to put this here. This is going to go in between these 2 colors here and in between these 2 colors here. So the 3 ties there, I've already taken those, my trusty little pencil, and curled those guys down. So let me thread this through back here. I want to make sure that my curls are not going to be in the way of the ties, as well as my tails. So that's why I spread my tails out a little bit. So let's just get these babies going through down here. Now what I did also with the base, when I did my poofs, the 8-inch here and the 10 on the outside, because this is a raised wreath, I ran the black in between as well. I probably didn't have to do that because, like I said, the curls probably would have covered it all. But I wanted to do that just to really make sure everything was, you know, covered good. So, and that's just personal preference thing. You don't have to do that. But it was something I felt that this particular wreath, you know, I wanted to do that. All right. I really like doing this wreath. You know, I'm going to flip this over so I can get my ties. And then I'm just going to take my ties and I'm just going to wrap it around. Just a couple of times, like twice. It's just enough to hold it right now, so that I can see if the sign is where I want it to be. This needs to come on the inside. And then we can adjust it and I can retighten it and then secure it and everything else. I do push down sometimes a little bit on mine. It just depends on the sign. to make sure that it's up against it good, because you know, the wreath, it just sits lightly on it. Oh, hey Katie, how are you? Hey Donna, how are you guys all doing? So then I'll look, and let me turn it around to me if you don't mind. Let me fix my tails. I want my tails more on a V shape coming down, because like I said, we have all these, and these will get more pushed out. But I also want to make sure my little poofy guys, my little curls, my curls are there. So I think that's where I want it. So let's just make it a little bit tighter. Now some people are really good about doing these signs so you don't have to flip them around. You know what? Go with the flow. Do whatever works for you. And Katie, I'm glad you're here. And I don't know why you didn't get comments earlier. Facebook was having some issues, and maybe that had something to do with it. I don't know. I didn't see it. Katie, who just came on, she messaged, and I got the message saying that she didn't see it. And, I hadn't seen any of her comments from my earlier live. So, but she's here now. That's the important thing. Oh, thanks, Katie. Hello, Debbie. Hey, Diana. My friend Diana. You're back, Diana, and I'm back. And you went fishing. Hopefully you guys, her husband likes to do fishing tournaments. And they were gone for a little bit. And so I haven't talked to her to see how she was doing. Hey, Teresa. Yeah, Katie. So, but I don't know if you knew. So let me explain where I went this weekend. So Friday I left here and I went to my daughter's because two things. One, Granny was turning 100 years old, and it's not often you get to go to a 100-year-old's birthday or to be around for somebody's, 100th-year birthday, or them to be around for their 100th-year birthday. So had to go. So I left Friday, and it was beautiful weather driving, and my daughter, like I said, lives over in Christiansburg, Virginia, and it's all driving through the mountains to go out there. And of course I took the little munchkin Cassidy with me, and she kept saying, "Are we there yet? Which mountain does she live over?" I was like, "You're silly little girl." Oh, thanks, Janice. And so we got there. It's about a 4-hour drive. Sometimes when you have little ones it could be longer, but Cassidy did very well. So just hooked her up with all her little iPad things, watching DVDs. She played her music, and I know punctuation song. Let me just say that. All right, so that's kind of where and that's in there. That's in there good. So that's where it's going to go, and I do want it on an angle. So we're going to do our bow. Our bow is going to go here. So I'm going to twist tie this one here and just push that down so I know that's where my bow is going to be. And you get all these little frayy things. At the end is when I go through it all. All right. So let's put this baby back here for now. And let's get it going. And we're going to do on this one, I debated between a Lisa and a Terry bow. Oh, let me sit down. I'm so old, I need a chair. Let me please do this, you guys. My tape, I think my tape has worn off there. Please spread the love, spread the word, whatever word you want to choose to use. I would greatly love it. And as much as I try not to say these words, I wind up doing it. And I think I have $7. No, because I said it today. So $8 in the cookie jar. Hey, Shirley. Thank you. Yeah, so it was a very good blessing. And I couldn't believe how many people showed up. It was, they did it in their church. don't know, auditorium. And it was, you know, 6-foot tables. There were four per row. And then there were, was it 3 rows or 4 rows? So she came in an old antique car, which was hysterical. And she was born in 1919. And her birthday is May 3rd, which is the same birthday as my son's. So it's kind of, I hope my son lives to be 100. She's still kicking. She's still good. She's got her wits and all. So thank you, Teresa. All right, so these are the colors I want to use. She said I could use black and white. Oh, didn't even open this. So I'm going to bring in, because I have a lot of dots in the whole thing. So these, again, I'm pretending are balloons. So that's going to be my black and white. My purple. I don't think I used this, did I? Yeah, I did. These 3 colors I used in the wreath. I'm hoping I have enough of this one. These are new textures I'm bringing in. I have the yellow one, excuse me, in there, but it's with a bigger stripe. But I decided to do these just to make it funky. And since I have red stars, I wanted to finish with the red and white on top. So now, they're all wanting to roll off the table, so that's why I'm like guarding them with my life. So let me reverse order these. If I do not have enough of that pink and green one, I may have to substitute it out. Okay, so our base one is going to be the black. So let's get this going. Now you can dovetail them at the end, dovetail them as you go, your choice. So what should we do? A terry bow with tails or a Lisa bow? You guys tell me. Lisa bow or terry bow? I can do either or. I know what I'm thinking, and I'm going to write the first letter down on mine. I'm going to hide it in here so you can't see it. Okay, so you guys tell me. Hey Tanya, how are you? A Lisa bow is just a bow. You don't see the tails. Yeah, and the terry bow has the long streamer tails. Look, I wrote the letter L, Lisa. Yay, great minds think alike, Katie. So we're going to do a Lisa bow. All right, because when I turned it and looked, I didn't want the tails hanging down from here. And if I turn this more sideways like this to do a bow hanging down here, I don't think it would look right. Lisa bow, see, we're good. There you go, Teresa. Sally, you missed it. You missed what we just voted on, Sally. Where were you, girlfriend? All right, so right now I'm going to leave my tail at 8 inches long. You can always cut it back. I know my bow is not going to be as big. Oh, you know I used this last time, didn't I? Well, this has higher pegs, so I'll use that. I should have used my bow dabber this time. Hello. So sometimes when I'm doing a Lisa bow, I'll figure out how long I want my tail, and usually it's about 8 inches long. It's usually never longer than that. And if I want to measure out my loop, so to speak, you can use the Easy Bow Maker. It has it, you know, down here, the inches. Hey, Betsy Sue, how are you? So you can put it down on your measuring thing. So if I say 10 inches, right, that's actually going to only make a 5-inch loop. Well, I don't want a 5-inch loop. I definitely want at least what would be considered 20 inches, which would make a 10-inch loop. And I think, eating dinner, Sally, you're fine. I think a 10-inch loop here and a 10-inch loop here, I think that's going to be good. All right, so if I was using the bow dabber, I measure it out. Excuse me, this is a 15-inch bow, 15-inch tail. So half of 15 is 7.5. Let's just make it an even 8 to make it easier. 10, 15, 16. So 8 inches. We'll make it an even 8-inch. Okay? So that would be my loop on one side. Now if you're doing it in here, you have it right here on here. So you do your bottoms up. You can flip it before you put it in or after, and you can measure out your bow. All right, so I have the measuring on here, so I'll just do it on here. Why not? All right, so back to my story. So we drove out to my daughter's house. Beautiful day for a drive. And I had look at the weather report and it's supposed to rain all weekend, and I was like, oh. But it started raining just, you know, the mall had like a little fair going on, or that was starting that day. So we said, oh, if it's nice, we'll take them to the fair. So it started to downpour. We said, we'll do it after dinner, because my daughter worked all day, you know, and all. And we'll go after dinner. Of course, it starts raining, downpouring at dinner. We're like, well, you know, then it kind of let up, and the fair was still going. So we went. We took the kids. We got all the rides in, and the merry-go-round was the last ride they were going on, and then it downpoured when we were on there. So then we kind of ran, and they did a couple of games, and they both won at their games. It was hysterical. So they each got 2 prizes. So we were happy about that. So that made their days. All right. And I think I posted it, the ride I went on. That's all I can say. What did you vote on and say? What the surprises? On Sam's? Wait, what did we vote on? Sam's. No, what we voted on if we were going to do a Lisa Bow or Terry Bow. And you weren't here, Sally, because you always help vote on things. That's what I was saying. So they voted on Lisa Bow. Went to Churchyard sale this past weekend and bought a brand new Bodabra for $1. Oh my God, good for you, Katie. That's awesome. You know, I haven't been to a yard sale in so long. And you can find things, especially if you're doing crafts. You can always find stuff. And when you have little kids, toys, hello. All right, so with the Lisa Bow, you have 2 feet, 2 arms, and head. So there we go. Next is going to be purple. Purple, purple, purple. Now this is a little bit bigger, so I'll probably keep it over here on my spool thing. And do this, you guys. And if anybody does want one of these wreaths, the birthday wreath, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to make one. Hey, Janet. Hello, my friend. I'll be more than happy to, you know, make you one. This technically, excuse me, this wreath is $85, just to let you know. All right, I still keep my things around the same. As I get closer, I'll cut them off. So now I did this one at 8. Now you can bring it in. It's going to be like a pyramid effect. You know, you get smaller. Up to you if you want to go ½ inch, an inch. Up to you what you want to do. There's no right or wrong. Oh, let me bring you guys in closer. My bad. My bad. I'm sorry. I usually bring you guys in closer. Here comes the rocky roads. Hopefully, oops. Just realized my iPad's not plugged in. That could be dangerous. After a little bit, I'll be going. Okay. Sounds on. Sounds off. Sounds off. Sounds off. Hold on. I scored. There we go. Get you guys in the here, so that's why it's a little awkward. It has a goose. How's that? Is that good? Whew. I forgot. I'm so sorry. I forgot to bring you guys in. Guys are a little bit on an angle. Let's see, to my right or to my left? I'll leave it that way. It's good. All right, so now some of your ribbon you have to watch. Like this one does have a right and a wrong side. Same with this. Some ribbons, it doesn't matter. Okay, so just keep that in mind as you're making your bow. And this is going to be a pretty large bow. We have 3, 4, 5 to do. Thanks, Sally. I did that. My daughter did the cricket for me. And now I also, being that that's on a cricket, I also went ahead and I did seal it. That actually, and I did a non-gloss, a matte finish on the sign. So that literally has 3 coats on there. Because I just really want to make sure it's not like some people where, you know, it may be out more in the environment too. But still, I want it protected. All right, so there's my purple. Oops, I almost lost that. So anyway, so we did the fair, and my granddaughter, my 7-year-old granddaughter, Bailey, there was one ride she's actually big enough now she can go on some of these scary rides. So she went on it with her mom, and then she said, you have to go on it with me. I didn't look to really see what the ride did. I kind of had an idea. Well, it swings you up one way and swings you the other way. You almost feel like you're on your head. So I did post a video, and the only person that was screaming on that ride was me. Yep, I screamed and cried and grabbed her thinking she's going to fall out. And that's me. Another one. Wait, isn't that 2? Or is that the one? Debbie. I thought you said you're having one, was it October? So now you're having another one? Wait, you're having a grandson and a great-grandson? My goodness, girlfriend. Good for you. Okay. So we're going to do another color. We're bringing in a couple of polka dots here, and then we do stripes and plaids. Stripes and plaids. Did I do that one? Did I do it at 6? No, I went a little shorter. Okay. So all I'm doing is just measuring out where I want it to be, flipping it or bottoms up, and doing it. And each time I turn my Easy Bow Maker. So you found out it's a grandson because you didn't know what we were having at first. Gotcha. Well, congratulations. Great. I hope I'm alive when my 2 granddaughters at this point, because that's all that we have, that I'm around when they get married. That would be so cool. I would love to be around for that. And let alone if they're going to have babies. I'd love to be for that too. Oops. All right. So sometimes what I do, I'll take this and just set that in there to kind of hold it down. You taught me how to make the Lisa bow. Oh, yay, Janet. Lisa bow, was my first bow that I ever learned in doing wreaths. And Lisa, and I did a lot of my bows in a Lisa bow. And then eventually, hey Emma, how are you? I eventually learned how to do the terry bow, and I have a pro bow, and but I learned to do the easy bow on this. The easy bow. The terry bow on the Easy Bow Maker. That was silly of me. Oh, look at the pop. I love these colors together like that. Oh, you know what? I can't do so many of the spinning rides anymore. But, you got to keep up with the Joneses. She's my granddaughter. I didn't want to think I was a wimp. I mean, you used to see, we were down in Myrtle Beach last year. And we went on, it's a kid's roller coaster, mind you, but it was like 3 stories up this way. And when the car went, there's no railing, and it just kind of zigzagged around till you came down and did some loopy things, at the bottom. And it was just me and my granddaughter and my daughter. And my granddaughter sat in the very first seat, and we sat behind her, and I screamed and cried the whole way. When I got off, you saw the tears coming down my face, and the guy goes, "Oh my God, ma'am, are you okay?" And I said, "Yes, I'm not doing this again." But it's still fun. I mean, I can't think of me as it was. I don't know. That's just me. So we did that Friday night. Saturday, had a soccer game with my granddaughter. And then after that, we came home, ate lunch, and went to Granny's birthday. And like I said, she came in an antique car. And for somebody that's 100 years old, bless her heart. And when the priest gave, the opening prayer, and he said, "Do you have anything you want to say?" And she took the mic from him and says, "Yeah, I'm 100 years old." And so everybody just started laughing. So she doesn't walk with a cane or anything, but it's better if you hold her up, so to speak. So, but sweet lady, been through a lot. 100 years, you've probably seen a lot more than half of us will see in a lifetime, probably. All right, so I got some green. This is a new one I bought. I bought a whole bunch, and I know you guys probably saw them behind me. I have them stacked on the floor. A bunch of these 50-yard rolls because, you know, it's nice to have the little ones, but sometimes it's just nice to know that you have a lot. You know, you don't have to worry about running out and spending it. And if you think about it, you may pay for a small roll like this. You may pay $8 or so for it. So then you get a 50-yard. I think this is 50, right? Yeah, this is 50 yards. And you may pay, let's say, 15 or even maybe 20. All right? So you work the math out, and it's cheaper, as they always say, cheaper to buy in bulk. So, but that's, you know, just the way have I started to think about it. Now that some of them are not all in 50 yards, all the colors. I love this green. This is the first time I'm using this green. I bought a lot of plaids for the fall and all. I have orange and reds and greens and blacks because, you know, they're nice for Christmas time. They're nice for the fall. They're nice for the spring. You can use them whenever. Oh, I guess I should tell you. The black polka dot came from Wreaths by Mary. The purple came from Deco Exchange. This came from Christina's Creations, but I think Deco Exchange also has it. She was doing a live selling a bunch of ribbon, and I bought 28 rolls. 28, mind you. It is a pretty green. Oh, yeah, that makes sense, Debbie. That makes sense. I knew you said October. Hey, Debbie, do they have a due date for October? I'm curious, because I'll tell you why. Husband's birthday is October 15th. My father's birthday is October 13th. My niece's birthday is my nephew's birthday is October 31st. My in-laws' anniversary 1st. So we had a lot of things going on in October. Oh, cool. And is this her first baby? Because you know those first babies always come late. Mine didn't, because I had twins. They came 29 days early. Whereas my son was actually, I was in labor. He was due May 2nd, and I was in labor that whole time. 23 hours of labor, 3 hours of pushing that little guy. Oh, good for her. So then she'll probably have it pretty much on time. Yeah, my son was 10 pounds. My girls were 6 pounds. One was 6 pounds, 6 ounces, and one was 6 pounds, 6.5 ounces. The one that was 6 pounds, 6 ounces was 19 inches long, and the other one that was 6 pounds, 6.5 ounces was 19 3/4 inches long. And my son, who came, was it 18 months later? Something like that, 26 months later, he was 10-12, and he was 21.5 inches long. And he was the one, oh, yeah. I went to, because I wanted, the girls, I had a C-section. I had emergency C-section. So, but with him, I did 23 hours of labor, 3 hours of pushing. They tried everything to get that little guy out, but he didn't come out. So I wound up a C-section with him, and I said, hey, at least I tried, you know. Stay. And now he's 6'3". So, and he's in the military, and, you know, did his time and got out. And it's like, you know, you send them away, and they're like little string beans. And then you see them after a time, and, you know, he bulked up. I mean, I think bodies just wait for a while before they mature into it. You know, everything catches up with them for some reason. And all of a sudden he came back, and I was like, dang. Yeah, it did hurt. Let me just tell you. I still remember my husband saying, you wanted this baby naturally, now you push. And I said, I just looked at him, I said, I am pushing, trust me. You know, like I was going to sit there and do nothing. So, hey Ann, how are you? All right, last color. I decided to end with the red since we have the stars on the sign. that are red. So that's why I chose to end with the red one. And I think I used every color that was in there. So I think we incorporated them all too that were on it. Oh, thanks, Debbie. Yeah, I'm going to go see him. I haven't seen him in quite a few months. It's just been crazy. Christmas time, as we all know, is for anybody that does crafts, are our busiest times of the season and all. And, you know, I couldn't get her. Usually I try to go down and visit, you know, or he'll come up here. And he's possibly, I say possibly, because I guess he hasn't accepted the offer yet, or they haven't officially gave it to him yet. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to ask him. I'm going to be working for the police department down there in Richmond, in the, what do you call it? Department of Sexual Abuse, and he'll be doing surveillance. So I'm not quite sure all the details on that. And if you guys that know me, I know Sally knows me, back in October, I played flag football, of course broke my thumb, and it was for to bring awareness about sexual, physical violence and sexual, you know, harassment, so to speak. And to hear that my son's going to be doing that, you know, working in the department of the police for that, you know, how ironic, you know. So we're going to do two things with this. We're going to use pipe cleaners, and oh, cool, Janice. Yeah, now, okay, so this is going to sound mean because, and I don't mean it to be disrespectful to anybody. So my husband was an officer, and because he was an officer, I know better the officer ranks than I do enlisted, believe it or not, even though he was in for 20 years. I mean, I knew it. I'm cutting a bigger tie. I wanted a bigger one. This is a little bit too short. And so when my son went in, I was like, oh goodness, now I got to learn how to, like, corporals and privates and specialists, and, you know, learn the ranks of that, because I never really paid attention to it, you know, as much. If they had like the anchor on the top, as they call it, and the cradle, I knew they were probably a sergeant. That was about it. All right, so we're going to take our twist tie. We're going to thread it through on the bottom. Bring it around a little bit, and I'm going to snap it together. You hear the sound? All right. Now you can bring it around now if you want to. Whatever floats your boat. Doesn't matter. Bring it around. Put it between your two fingers, and you're going to pull it just a little bit more tighter. Oop. Mine doesn't want to go any tighter. Holy moly. Hold on. Hold on. My bow, stay. Let me reverse this. Look at my zip tie. It doesn't want to go tighter. That I've never had happen before. All right, hold on. Off screen, because I'm going to use... Okay. Yeah, I've never had that happen. All right, so I'm going to pull it just a little tight. I want to leave a little space because I want to take my pipe cleaners here. Let me move this out of the way. And I'm going to take these here, and I'm just going to twist them together. Whoops. This way. And I didn't put my glue gun on. You know, I knew I was making a bow and thinking, no, I don't need my glue gun today. Yes, I do. I can do this afterwards. It's kind of a little bit better because you know, if you're not doing a live, you can wait. But since I'm doing a live, it's usually better if I wait, because I'll just glue my fingers. Take this, press down a little bow, stick this through to where I twist tied it in the middle. Make sure at least your bottom ones are where you want them to be. Over there. Hold on. I'm doing this lefty instead of righty. I'm ambidextrous, and so some things I like to do righty and some things I like to do lefty, so bear with. I don't know if this is lefty or righty, but this is the way I like to hold my bow. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the twist tie as tight as I can do it now. Okay? Once it's tight as the way you want it, you can cut this off. And voila. We have a messy, flat looking bow. I don't want this to show through. So I think, let's see, maybe... What did I do with the yellow? I think maybe I'll bring the yellow. So I'm going to cut some of this off. And we're going to tie it around there. More than, yeah. You know what I do? As much, like I said, Janet, as much as being in the military, working at a store where on a military base, that I really needed to know the ranks. I just knew, you know, for my husband, that was it. I'm going to pull the wire out, okay? Because I don't need it. And it makes it a little bit stiffer to work with. Do you have to do this? No, this is just something I started doing probably about a month or so ago now. Don't look at my ugly fingernails. Good Lord. Alright, this wire is useless to you. It's so thin, it doesn't do a thing for you. So we're going to throw this baby away. We're going to take this here, fold it like this, and over. Now, if you want to, you can cut this down the middle. So the raw edge, once you cut it down, you want to make sure, let's pretend this is the raw edge, that side goes in and you overlap it with the finished edge. To me, because I'm only making one bow like this, I'm just going to do it like this. And I'm going to bring that across, right across here on the bow. Flip my bow around. And we're going to tie it from behind. Okay? I keep moving the camera, I keep moving the bow towards me. I'm reaching across the table here. So I'm trying to do it so you guys can see it. Then what I would do is dab some hot glue on that. And I'll do that after with you guys later, so that I forgot to turn it on. And then that's it. So now we gotta fix the bow so it looks pretty. Now you can either do it in your hand, or if you have a fluff box, which I happen to have, you can do it on a fluff box. So as a hook and a nail, okay? And I usually just give one twist or so here on the back. Bring it around, tie it around. If you're able to push it underneath, push it underneath. Debbie, you can use as many as you want. It's up to you and your project. There's no limit. If you want to do this all in one color, do it. If you only want to use two types of ribbons, do it. There's no right or wrong. It just depends on what you're doing. I chose on this particular one to use a lot just because it's a birthday. Gotta have a lot of birthday colors in here. And I have done them all in one color. It just depends what you're doing. So look at what you have. If you can't figure it out, you know, you want, I like this, I use the black as the base, right? So I wanted the bow to stand out from the base. So that's why, like, these three colors right here were not used in the base, nor was the black in the original wreath itself. So I try to bring some other colors in. Some people may want to use just the colors that were in their tails too, and that's fine if you want to do it that way. I always try to bring in something else just to make things a little different and pop a little bit more. Okay, I'm looking. That's right. This goes this way. I was like, why is I have two tails on one side? So it really just depends on what you're doing, and do what you want. If you're not sure, don't cut your ribbon. And just, you know, start making your bow and see what you like. I will sometimes, like when I first started, I would do my wreath and I would take out all these ribbon colors and lay them across the wreath or the sign and go, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? And that's how I used to do it. Now, of course, as time and experience comes along, I've gotten better at choosing my ribbons. Am I always right? Nope. I get it wrong sometimes. And then I'll just restart. I may do it and do the bow. I have a bow actually on my stand here I did for another project, and I put it on it, and then I looked later and went, that's ugly. So I took it off and did another bow. But the bow I made, I still like, and I'll find another project for it. So this is like 5 stars. So here's my black, here's my other part of my black, and black here. So I try to spread everything out so it's almost like a star, so that everything gets covered. You can see all of it. Once I've done that, this one does not want to stick. Hold on. Let me just really bend this one. Is I'll go back and I'll take my tails and then I'll start cutting them. Whoops. So the way I do this is that I try to keep the tail no longer than what the loop is. Okay? And that's just my way of doing it. Do you want to do it a different way? Go right ahead. So the object behind it is that as you layer it up, you want to see the bow that's underneath, or the loop that's underneath. So my next color is what, purple? Yeah. So on my purple one, I'll do it again the same lane so that you could see the black underneath. So see, if this was laying on top, you see it, and you also see it from the loop's perspective. Where's my other one? 1, 2. Gotta be one hiding over there. Here it is. So this one just needs a little bit of the trim. So however you want to do this that works for you and figuring out how to do it, go for it. Again, there's no written rules. I was waiting for you guys to ask me, how do you know it's a Terry? How did they come up with the name Lisa for the bow? Lisa Killam is the one. And people just decided calling it Lisa one day. That's how the story goes, you know? All right, so what's my next one? Pink and green. So most of these bows, when I do make them, I usually start with the big one on the bottom and then work my way up to smaller. But I've also done it where I've done the 2.5 inch, 1.5 inch, 2.5 inch, 1.5 inch. I've rotated it, and it does give it some dimension there too. So again, just play with it. Have fun. Create something. Create some. Yes, she does. I think there's you can probably go to YouTube and see 6 videos on how to make different types of bows. I mean, with the bow jabber, I think they actually gave me a video with that. I haven't watched it though. Probably be a good idea to watch it. But I've learned from other people on how to use it. And that's what I've done. So yellow. Yellow, mellow, yellow. Mellow yellow. And see, your bow starts coming alive. I really like this red one. This red and white one's, it's a canvas one too. I like a lot of the canvas ones. I did have a black herringbone that I was going to use, or chevron that I was going to use, and then I decided to go with the black polka dots instead. Alright, now these up here, you can lay them more flat if you want to see it more like that. I like to make mine poofy like this, but you can do whatever you want. Hello Nancy, how are you? Welcome, welcome. If this is your first time watching, type the word alert down below, and Rosie, my robot, will send you a message saying, hey, girl. And then just respond to her in your personal message saying the word alert back to her. Or you can tap anywhere on the page, and there's 3 little buttons that will pop up at the top, and just hit the notifications. And you can get alerts just through Facebook that way. But you guys, you know, we can't say that S word and L word, so please spread the love. So now I'm going to move you guys back out so that we can put this on the wreath. So here it comes, right on cowboy. I wish I could do it from there, but I'm not that talented. Oh my gosh. No, I don't want to rotate my phone. Good Lord. I called it. All right, so you're going to see. Why is this weighing down so much? Hold on. Look. Right. Sorry, you guys. My thing wants to just sink. Okay. Well, that'll work. That'll work like that. We're just not going to play with it anymore. That's hysterical. It's a gooseneck. It's a like wire spring thing in there, and it just wants to go. So I apologize. I apologize, you all. That's the video life. You get it as it happens. Ugh. Let me put you back up there. There we go. All right, so let's get our wreath down here. Let me move these out of the way. So see these lovely words? If you would love to spread the word. No reason. You crack me up, Sally. I was like, hey Karen, how are you? Hey, I still have a band-aid on my ankle, Karen. Karen, a friend of ours, they came up visiting from Florida, and I wore the shoes with no socks, and it cut I hadn't worn those shoes in quite some time, and it cut the back of my ankle. So I've had a band-aid on it. So this is what I marked off as possibly being where I wanted to do this. Now normally I probably wouldn't put tails in there. Oh, did I miss it? Why can't you say those words? I'm sorry, Lisa. Facebook has gone back and forth. We were allowed to say those words, and then they decided we weren't back in the fall. And then we were allowed to say them again, and now we're not allowed to say them again. So it's, I don't, they're changing so many things. And like I said, I've been doing all these little classes about the changes that are coming up, and now these are the changes that should possibly be happening with Facebook. So I don't know how long the class is today, and I'm doing that one at 10 o'clock. To see, because I want to make sure I know so that I can better be of service to y'all. All right, so now I gotta, in doing this, that one tail, that one black tail is driving me crazy. All right, I'm gonna stand up. So where I put it, now this is, usually I tell you to put it on a puff. This is pretty sturdy here. It's kind of going to go in between them. And look at how that's going to be. I think that's kind of cool. The black on the bottom, I think, really just sends it off. Oh, thanks, Lisa. Yeah, so every time I say those words, though, I have to put $1 in the cookie jar. That's just a little, we kind of all do that in a sense. Well, not everybody, but it's just our way of saying, oh man, you know, it's kind of one of those things, you know, the more you try not to say the word, you wind up saying the word more. So that's why I just say these words down here. See how the black pops on that? So let me look, make sure I got this where I want it. Now I did thread it through this the mesh, but thank you, Sally, for answering that for her too. So the best thing to do is follow my page. Do this, like what we call spread the love, spread the word. You know, is the best way that we can explain it right now. Spread the love, post the page, and follow it. That's the best way. I can say the word follow, I think. Guess I should have found out if I could say that word or not. Well, I did. So the thing is, we try to follow the rules so we don't get blocked off of the Facebook. So I try to follow the rules. You know me, Miss Goody Two Shoes. Don't want to get in trouble by the teacher. All right. So I will go fluff this 1,000,000 times over, fix my tails 1,000,000 times over, because that's what we all do. So I brought this tail up here because I knew with the ties being down here, you wouldn't see it right. So I had did that both in the same ones, brought it in. So that one I made cover up and just put this one on top. There's the one that goes here. It's my little curly doos. So that's kind of what we have, you guys. Do you guys like that? Oh, Facebook's just weird. Hey, Karen, thanks. So that's our birthday. So it's actually going to go like this. I'm sure she can put it this way if she wants to, but I had it to go like this on an angle, so we'll be hanging, you know, on an angle like this, just so that it's not so, you know. I guess I could ask her tomorrow if she wants it straight across or if she wants it at an angle, and so I can wait. And what I take 2 twist ties on these type of wreaths. I take 2 twist ties, wind them together, and then I'll loop them from behind, and that's how I tie it. When I do grapevines, I use the wire with the jute in it. Take the button off. They're getting weird. You know, Marie, who knows what it's just like, it's crazy for us because it's like, yes, no, do, no, Thanks, Linda. Thanks, Brenda. Yeah, who knows what they're doing. So this is complete. Now, I told you guys earlier that we can do good old Uncle Sam wreath if you want to do that. Double hitter night. So let me move this over here so it's out of our way. So let me put this back over here so I know that goes there. So, whoops. This is what you saw on the table in the beginning of the live. And I said that you guys are going to make the choice. Oh, good night. Don't want to see my bouquet. Hey, Francis, how are you? Not a pretty sight. Okay. Come here, Uncle Sam. Let me get him. Let me get his legs. Oops. All right. So Uncle Sam. Is this with the hat? Ta-da! All right. I have this wreath base that I want to use. Yeah. You can love me. So this is the base I want to use. This is going to be the sign. And I felt the sign being with the stars and stripes, just like his legs. So the legs are going to be in the bottom. His hat's going to be on top. But I have set up here, I know you guys can see this. Let me move this out of the way. I have set up here, I have red, white, and blue mesh, which was my original thought process in doing this. Hold on, I gotta get these ribbons off the table. All right, we'll just put it there for now. I want to get these ribbons off the table because we'll be using different ones, I'm sure. Whoop. Okay, so that was my thought process to use this, red, white, and blue, and I was thinking of using this. This is a plastic, you know, mesh, okay, and I only have one roll of it. It looks like I have a lot, but it's just because it's plastic, it's really thick, so to speak. But then I thought if I put this on this, maybe it would stand out, you know, on the colors. So I'm going to give you guys options. So these are the mesh base. I can either go blue, solid blue. I could do solid red with this being ruffles, or I can do white. Hey Barbara, how are you? Or I could do red, red, and blue. Then I thought, okay, so that's one process with this. If I chose the red, white, and blue, I thought if this didn't work out, I had these other ones that we could use. I could do alternating red and white, red and blue, or I could do red, you know, put this in the middle, and then that, you know, I have options. So you guys kind of tell me, which base do you want to use? Do you want to use the red, white, and blue, or one of the solid colors? I like to have you guys involved. That's why I do this. Meanwhile, I'm going to put Uncle Sam back over here because we're not going to see him for a little bit. Plaid with white. Plaid with white. Patricia says. Oh, wait. Whoa, wait. Janet says red. Uh-oh. Somebody said solid. So we have red. So if I do red with plaid or red with white, those are the two I saw. So red and white. As of right now, nobody wants blue. Red with window pane. So we have two with red. Two with red, one with white. So as of this point, this guy is out of luck, which is fine. Red, white, and blue, Sally. So I have two window panes with red, one with white, and then I have one with the red, white, and blue. So, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. So here's my thought process. This is very transparent, needless to say. Okay? So, I got you, Sally. So if I do the white, even though this is ruffled, you know how white is kind of transparent-y? So I'm thinking that might be too transparent to do this. This is my thought process. So we're going to put the white all right. The red, I think, would go, but will it pop enough? I guess it's your pick. Well, I'm explaining to you how I'm going to rationalize this out. And this. You know what? Let's do this. Let's go with the red and white, blue, red, white, and blue. Okay. We'll see how this would look on that. If it doesn't look good, we can do something like this. No, I don't think that one. I think this. Do one red, one white, one blue in the center. How's that work? All right, so red's going to go over there. I just realized I wasn't sure if my dog was there. Good God. And we'll put these guys here. Does that work? So Sally got her pick. All right. So there's 8 in the center of this, and there is 10 on the outside. We're going to do leaps, poofs, and loops. You can tell. Now I have 2 rows here because I have a little left from the other one. And we'll see how far we get. Oh, almost cut my iPad. That would have been fun. Yay. So, you're funny. All right. So this one I'm going to use these babies. I think the last one I did the other night with you guys, I may not have used them. But sorry for all the crumpling. I hate that. It's just annoying. I know it's annoying to you. It's annoying to me too. So let's crumple this baby up. Oop. Caught. There we go. Watch, I get like 2 poofs out of this. I always try to find one that's close to it. So this one. Now, you saw this one spinning a little bit. I went around and I kind of clamped some of them together. I guess I must have missed this one. If that happens on these wreaths, you can just take a pair of pliers, just clamp them together. Gotta figure out which way I gotta clamp it. That's good. I'll keep them out in case I need them. So because I don't want to use waste any, so I always try to find one that's close to the edge. That are two that are close together. So when I come down, I'm not wasting a lot of my mesh. So I usually bring it out and oh, okay. Now, this is one thing to think of. Do you want the blue on the top or the red on the bottom? So I'm going to pretend this is the stars with the stripes. There's my weird thinking again. So just keep that in mind when you're doing something, you know, how you want it to be. Oh, good gosh. All right. So let's cook this baby off. And if we use any, I'm going to do this same technique here. I'm going to still do 8 inches on the inside with this. I think with doing ruffles, it's going to be, you know, 2 feet. So 5, 8. So it may seem small, but like I said, once we start putting all the ruffles and everything on it, it will go. It will go. I just got to find a mark I like to use all the time to measure this. So I use the thing here to measure it. I'm not one of these people, hey, measure your crosshair and it's like this. That's if you're doing 10 inches. But we're not. We're doing 8 inches. So you can do it however you want. Your choice. Your choice. You started on the tops. Yes, I do. Hi, Patricia. Yes, I always start on the top. And the reason being, because if you start on the outside, you're going to get caught in all the mesh, is one reason. And that's my main reason, to be honest. That's why I start on the top. This is at the end. I said 2 poofs. I'll get 3. I'll get maybe halfway around. And these came attached already. So there are 8 on the inside, Patricia, and there's 10 on the outside. And this is a raised frame. I wanted to use the raised frame on this instead of using like a more flat one, because the sign is, it's not heavy, it's just big. And if you use, in my opinion, if I used a flat wreath base, then I felt the sign was just going to flatten everything out, and I wanted it to be more dimensional. Uncle Sam here. All right, so let's get this baby going since we're at the end here. I don't know if you, well, I know you guys, you don't live in the same area, but my friend who's on, she was on it earlier. Claudia, she lives up in Alaska too, and she lives up in Fairbanks. So let's see if I can get one more out of this one. If not, I will tuck and curl this baby here. All right, let's see where we are. And I came on a little bit early. I usually don't come on Tuesday nights because I usually have my class at 8. But I can catch that because since I'm doing the other class, my design class, I'll just catch him later and pick up on what we did. So make sure, because this is the red, white, and blue, I want to make sure my blue stays in the center because that's what I want. All right, so I didn't do too bad. I got more than halfway around on that with this roll that was left. So I'm going to end this one here. And I have this one already set up. I left the tape on it so that they wouldn't, you know, touch each other at all. Now this is the ultra collapsible mesh roller. And it has these sticks, so to speak, that you can put in. She has a newer version where it's slanted here, And it has a magnet here. I glued a magnet on the side, but and this whole thing collapses down. You can put it underneath wherever. So again, make sure, because now that I'm taking a new roll, if I wasn't paying attention, not that the roll was probably put in any different, I want to make sure that my blue would be with the blue. Now there's two ways I can finish this off. I can leave this like this, bring the other one in. I have to zip tie it here, and I'll still have to zip tie it here. Or I could have cuffed this underneath and put it in the zip tie. But I'm choosing to do it this way with the zip tie on this side, and I'll put a zip tie once I get that piece in on the other side. Been traveling the last, or off the no grid. Oh my God. I don't think I could live off the grid. It's hard enough when I go out to see my daughter in Christiansburg, because driving out there, one, you know, when you're driving out in the mountains. Oh, and I turn these inside so that nobody, if they touch the wreath, they don't want to cut their fingers. Her Wi-Fi service. Sometimes I'm lucky, you know, and I'll be in a store and I'll get it and I'll do a live with you guys. And then there's the other times that I get nothing. So I'm going to open this last one. I'm going to put this one in here, and it's going to be the same way I started. I'm going to put it in. I got to get another twist tie. I'm keeping it down here so you don't hear as much rattle, because believe it or not, a lot of people would say that they can't hear your voice, but they can hear that pretty good. So I'm going to bring this one on the inside here. Doesn't matter. I can bring it this way, it doesn't matter. And I'm going to do the same thing. And I always try to make it so that this curls on the inside. Again, when you put it through, the little doohickey thingamajig, whatever they call it. And pull it tight, cut it off. And then what I'll do is I'll trim this edge off here. I trim it about 1 inch from the beginning, from the zip tie. Throw that away. And I'll do the same on this one here. Cut it off about 1 inch from the zip tie. Give or take, y'all. Alright, so we're back in business. And then we'll continue doing our poofs. Oops, I didn't trim this one. Silly me. Silly, silly me. Oops, that was a little bit big, that loop. There we go. So, let's see. So we went to Granny's party on Saturday. And then on Sunday was the rodeo. The fish rodeo. So what it is, they have to be, it's only kids are allowed to. The adults will do the casting of the rods, but the kids have to like reel it in, you know, and we can help them, you know, the adults, you know. But the object is to give the kids the experience. So it was over by my daughter, and they had 600 and something rainbow trout in the pond, so to speak. And the kids are allowed to catch up to 4 trout each. That's the limit. And so there, I did post a video. I'm not sure if it's on my business page. I'll have to look at, because I don't remember if I posted it there. And the horn, they have an ambulance there. And when the ambulance sounds its horn, then you fish. We literally cast it out. And Cassidy, I was filming it. As soon as she cast it, bam, she got hit with the fish. And I'm like, oh my God, she got a fish, get the net. And she reeling in, and the fish hadn't hooked on good enough. So we lost that one. But they both my granddaughters caught their fish within 18 minutes. Would have been sooner. We had to wait for the rod because they got tangled up. So, but all good. All right, so remember where I said where I started? I wanted a tie that was close to it. So when I bring this down, I'm not wasting as much mesh. If I did it where it's over here, see all that mesh I'd be wasting? So that's something, you know, mesh is valuable. All right, so I'm going to bring this around. Oops, don't get caught. And I'll twist tie it in. And then we're going to go around. Now the outside here, I'm going to do these at 10 inches. And this one needs to be clamped because it's spinning on me. So 10 inches. 25. Okay. So again, it may not look like it's a lot of poofing, but once we do it, we'll poof this all out. And I may do the same thing and run some extra in the middle here. We'll see how this looks. Again, because we're going to be using this if we use this this like window pane kind of mesh, it's so transparent, I don't want you to be seeing through. Because right now you can see all through that. So I may run this through. Now I could do this red, white, and blue in here and do blue on the outside. So you can mix your things. You don't have to do it all the same. So keep that in mind. Like if you want to do yellow with green and it kind of looks like a flower. So, you know, keep that in mind when you're doing, you know, your wreaths. It doesn't have to be all the same. Does that make sense? Oh, I'm frozen on this page because my thing stopped feeding on this page. Did I miss comments? Please don't tell me. Okay. Why did my page stop feeding? Jeez. Facebook. Hold on. This is where I'm watching the comments, you guys. Because this, I only see one comment at a time. So my page froze. And come on, Facebook. Let me find you guys. There I am. Pull you up. And there we go. Whew. Oh. Hey, Patricia Stevens, how are you? All right, so back to this. Sorry about that, guys. Patricia. Sorry, Patricia. Hey, Paula. Thank you. I don't think I've used this mesh on any of my red, white, and blue yet. Well, I must have because I had that one roll open. I'm looking around because I have wreaths. I have them all laying out because I have a show. So some of the ones, I don't have them with tags on them yet. So that's my job between today and Friday. I can go set up, which is so good. Because they're offering us to set up the night before. They're giving us 2 hours to set up Friday night, or we can come to them 2 hours earlier on Saturday. And I was like, I'll go Friday night because then, you know how you think, oh, I forgot this, I forgot that. And then Saturday, I still can come in the 2 hours earlier if I wanted to make sure all my stuff, and I'm not like as stressed of like, oh, I got to get it set up in 2 hours. So I'm very happy. This is the first time I've been at a show that offered the night before to do it. So I'm very happy about that. So inside are going to be all the vendors, and outside they're going to have like a kids festival thing or something going on. Why does that look smaller? It is smaller. I was like, that poop looks awfully small. So it'll be fun with, it's Mount Vernon High School here in Mount Vernon, Virginia. And I did their one in the fall. I did like their Halloween one. And I think it was just run by a different person. So, like we didn't have Wi-Fi, but this time we do have Wi-Fi and stuff. So it's like, good. All right. So I'm going to come into where I came down that last one, put this in there. And I think I am going to run this through because I don't like the spacing in here. So I'm just going to part the seam. Put my twist ties down. The other one's up. And I'm going to run this in between. So it's like the third layer. So you can zigzag tie, for instance, on the bottom. And I'll come to the next one on the bottom. And I'm going to put this one in there. Sally, where'd you go? Hi, Lorraine from New York. Uh-oh, I missed some comments. I'm sorry. I'm trying to... This is Paula. We are praying. This is Paula. Whoa. What did I miss that Paula? Did I miss something? Oops. Hi, Paula. Hi, everybody, if I missed you. All right, so 10 inches. Wait, I'm doing the inside. It doesn't matter. So I'm here, so I'm going to skip one. Up to you. Okay. Make sure I tie this. Then I'm going to take this one, and as I come between, now I can bring it again, skip one and tie it here, or I can skip it and I can tie it up here. So in the sense of saying it's a zigzag pattern. Doesn't matter, whichever way you want to do it. So I'm going to bring this one on the top one, just to make it different. All right. And then we'll bring this one down on the bottom. My dog is being so good today. She's not barking at anything. She's actually sleeping. She has a rough life, you know, laying in the sun chasing balls all day. You know how that goes. You know. All right. Twist tie that baby around. Oops, come on, fish. Work with me. And this one I'll bring on the top one. So I'll skip. Now again, because this is the blue, I'm going to make sure the blue stays on the top. And the only reason why I'm opening these up, because it does get kind of, you know, poofy in there. So I want to make sure I have enough tie to do my ruffles. Oops. All right, so we come to the end. Same thing as I tie it off and use a zip tie. So put this one in there. Get another zip tie. Whoops. Sally! You and you're freezing up. Oh, thank you, Patricia. I don't think it's the same Paula. I believe I know who you're talking about. I don't know her last name though. So, now this one, since I have 3 rows here, I'm going to tie this one in my 3rd row, in the middle row, just because it's easier. Sally. Sorry guys about the broadcast. It's not freezing on my end. It's Facebook. They were having issues earlier. They put out an announcement saying they were doing some issues. They were having issues. And that's why even on my Facebook page I posted, because I wasn't sure if people were having problems with the mini chat too, if that was even going to work. So it hasn't frozen on my end. It only froze on my computer there, but it was still running on my iPad. So that's why I have the phone there recording, because I know that usually doesn't get interrupted. Well, I guess it could. But I have the iPad, so if I see the iPad freeze, I know the computer's probably frozen. But sometimes my computer freezes. If a message pops up, it will freeze the live sometimes too on there. So that end piece, I'm just going to make sure that's tucked under. So now I'm going to do my poofs. So let's poof them out. You can do it as you go. I just got into this habit of waiting to do the poofs afterwards so that I don't get tangled up in it, so to speak. And just poof everything out. What's good about these tails kind of stand out. Sometimes when you put some tails in, you can't find them. And you're like, what? I did that on the birthday wreath, actually. I went ahead and I was doing it, and one of the tails from the bottom got caught in the top, and I was like, wait, something's wrong. How did I, get 3 ties in one place? It's just weird. I'm going to make sure the blue shows too. It's not breaking up on my end, you guys. If it was, I would stop and restart it. But it's still going on my end. And again, it's probably Facebook. I can't do anything. Sorry. not, yeah, I didn't, it wasn't the same Paula. Yeah, that's her last name. It's Paula from Red Dirt Wreaths is who it is. And I know her as Paula from Red Dirt Wreaths. I never paid attention to her last name. But yes, she has, now I haven't personally met her or anything. I've only been on her lives and stuff from last year. She has cancer. And I know she had shut down her store, her business, or closed it. I don't know the story, but I thought it was because she became very ill again. So I don't know. I don't know her personally to ask her anything. If you do want to know, I guess you can reach out to her to ask how she's doing. Whoops. Sally, I am on Chrome on my computer. I used to do it through Facebook Live, but everything, as you will find in our classes that we do, everything is Chrome, through Chrome. Now, even Yahoo is changing their thing. I used to have what they call Yahoo Classic, and now they have like this new way they write Yahoo on the screen and everything now. And so I had known that probably like 3 years ago, Yahoo was talking about changing how they do things. So I had two Yahoo, it was the same account, but two different pictures, so to speak, about it up. And I finally just got tired of having the two of them, and I got rid of the old one off my iPad and Facebook, and of my iPad and phone, and I just have the new one. It's not the classic one, whatever it is called. All right, so, oops, come back up here. Why are you going down there? Whoa! See, I didn't tie this one good. You guys know me. I always have one. No problem. Let's see what this, let's see. Now, when I do this, because I know this, I would probably be cutting this at 20 inches. I'm just going to roll one out here, and we'll cut it at 20 inches and see what 10, 20. And let's see, because gotta hold it down. Whoops, come here, cut. All right. So I don't know if I want to do it. I'm probably gonna do it this way. Fold it in half and pinch it. This I will start on the bottom, or the outside, not the inside. And I'm gonna have it not go as a bow tie, but I'm gonna have it go this way, because I want to make sure that space in between is covered. Ooh. Now, did you hear me go ooh? And I try to keep a poker face, so you guys can tell me if you like that or not. Yes, please. Those words right down here. Bless, spread the love. Bless the page, spread the love. What do you guys think? And if you also want to get notifications from me, type the word alert down below. Rosie will send you a message in the personal messenger box. Make sure you respond back to her with the word alert. Also, anywhere on the page here, click up, just tap it, and 3 little dots up top will appear. Click on that and get the notification one. I think it looks cool. I'm not. But I do. So let's roll out. So let me put this in. Let me put this in here. And move this one. Let's put it in here. Over there. So this is how I use the ultimate mesh roller. Put it in, put it down below, and we're going to start cutting, babies. So 20 inches I'm doing this. 1, 2, ooh, It lays flat too. 3, 4, 5, 6. It's cutting good too. 7, 8, 9. And we have 10 on the bottom. So then we need 8 more. 1. See, this is the part I usually do with you guys not seeing it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're getting to the end, so it's going to start curling. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. 6. Oops. 7. And this one would just be a little bit longer. Only 3 inches longer, but that's okay. What am I going to do with 3 inches if I cut it off, you know? So, and these, I usually have these all tucked up nice and pretty for you guys with clothespins. So can you guys see from there? Let me flip. So what I'm doing with these, I'm going to do this. I swear I'm going to get a container for these things. I'm going to fold this in half and I overlap it a little bit. And I'm going to scrunch it in the middle. I don't think my clothespins are going to hold this. Nope, it's too thick. All right, back in the drawer. So we're going to have to do this as I go. And then I'll just take the next one around and put it in. I'm not really opening this all the way, these ties. This is rather thick, so I may choose to open it all the way. I do like the mesh though. It's pretty. It's kind of cool. I literally have never worked with this. This is 10-inch mesh. I have never worked with this type. So this is something new, and I thought it would be kind of just something cool to do. And of course, it has to be on a patriotic wreath, needless to say. And I am opening the ties up. Because it is a lot to put in there. Hey Pam, how are you? We just started doing this. We did a happy birthday wreath earlier. If you didn't see. Now I notice this page is frozen. But there I'm back again. So sometimes that freezes. But my iPad is still going. So I blame it on the computer. Hello, Lorraine. How are you? So like I said, I am opening this all the way up because it is thick to put these babies in. It's even makes it hard to twist tie. I thought about just doing the wreath in this, but then when like I said, I looked at it and I said it's so transparent, it needed something to go underneath it. And I really, for whatever reason, I really did want to use this mesh on it. Had a county meeting early. Oh, hopefully that went well. I've never done anything with my county or anything like that, sadly. All right. Oh, probably a dozen of these fell on the floor, I betcha. So I didn't put this one on my Etsy page yet, just to let you guys know, because I wasn't sure if we go ahead and do it, if you guys wanted to do it tonight or not. But I think this might be my last patriotic wreath that I'm doing, because I think I have about 6 or 7 of them done. Oops. I think I may have one more. I do have a military sign I could do, which I thought of using this because it's like an eagle and it has the American flag, and I thought, oh, this might be cool with it too. So I debated about doing that with it, and I had the sign out there, and I said, you know what, I gotta do this with Uncle Sam. For some reason, this is like an Uncle Sam thing. Oh, thanks. I really do like the mesh. You could do a solid color underneath it. You do whatever. You guys choose to do what you want. I'm just trying to get it in as fast and accurate as possible for you guys. I think once Uncle Sam gets on here with his bright little sign, I think it's going to be cool. Cool jelly beans. Oh, so my 4-year-old granddaughter, my daughter texted me last night. She was, Cassidy just told her father to shut up. And I went, now we have the tendency, when somebody says something, you go, shut up. You know, you go like that. And so I'm sure that's where she got that from. But she also will tell you, well, my friends, she seems to have every friend in the world is her friend, which is just so cute. And I'm like, no, I don't think you have that many friends. But it's just so cute, her imagination. And they have, which was kind of cool, I pulled one off today. They have, you know, like, by your child's this age, they should be doing this and that, you know. And, oh, I like that. Ooh, it kind of makes it really poofy. So this wreath is right now about 20, well, if you cuff it in, it still could be 22 inches. Or if you leave it out like that, it's about 24 inches, just to let you guys know. I really like this mesh. I wish I could have gotten more. She was only selling one. She sold this with the Uncle Sam. So the reason why I do the outside before I do the inside, because if I did the inside, this ruffle would be getting in my way. I mean, the bottom one does, but you can kind of fold it down, like, does that make sense? And then you just bookend them so that they're both up like this, so it's like bookends touching. Oh, good for you! Hey, girlfriend, we'll pray for you, but I know you won't need any prayers because you're going to do awesome. And send me a picture when you do it, Patricia, because I have now, if you guys don't know, I have another page called Nonnas Squirrels. And that's eventually going to be a private group. But I know there's some of you that have been watching me for a while and stuff, and you're just getting started and whatnot. And, you know, I like to support you. So let me know when you know, send me a picture. You can send it in the messenger and I'll get it. You know, it will tell you Rosie's not, you know, doing it, but I still get it through Facebook. And I always read all the messages that people send me. Because, like, the lady Katie that was on here, she didn't get, I saw it after my live. She goes, are you getting any of my comments? And I was like, whoa, I went through the whole live, and I said no. So I fixed it so that you can come on. Yes, please. And I'm curious, because living so far north, I'd like to see. You know, that would be cool. Oh, it's in my mind. If we did, I don't know how it would work out. If everybody did, like, for their state. Now, everybody does, like, you know, the baseball, football teams and stuff like that, or basketball. If you did, like, a wreath for your state, and we had all 50 states, and, like, maybe just raffle them off, you know? Wouldn't that be cool? Oh, that would be, I don't think anybody's done that. I'm going to propose it to my business coach, so don't you all steal my idea, and see if he support the idea of doing that. I'm going to ask him my questions, and then maybe what I'll do is somebody from each state could, you know, send me a wreath, and we'll do like a live auction, and the proceeds we can go. Now, I'm a military wife, so we'll probably go somewhere in the military, Project Gloria, the Fisher House or something. and do that and donate the money. That would be cool. Oh, I like my idea. Yeah, well, Buffalo Platinum Farmhouse Ribbon, girl. Is that what you're doing? Or you just, wouldn't that be fun? Because, you know, like I lived in Alaska, I lived in Florida, Georgia. I lived kind of like all up and down, not lived, but been to all up and down the East Coast. And I think that would be cool. Because like I did a wreath, I don't know where it is. I don't know if I still have it. And Maryland is their state animal, if you want to call it that, is a crab. And like I know for Virginia, their state flowers are dogwood and the cardinals. So, you know, whether it's a Christmas wreath or Halloween wreath or whatever, if you wanted to go that route, just want to make sure all of mine are bookended. You know, or whatever. And thanks, Sally. It is kind of, you're not going to see that much of it underneath. But it's still, because it's shallow or transparent, so to speak. But I like this. Alright, this is the last one. Alright, that didn't take too long to do. Alright, so we got, oh, I like that. Look at, that came out kind of cool. Alright, so now the idea I had was using this in there. And I didn't have any more. I ran out of my stars. I don't know if I have them all cut. Do I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, because I wasn't sure in the sign how big the sign was going to look. Where's my sign? And how many tails I would need to put underneath or how it would go. I know I cut 8 of these, and then I was trying to decide what color I wanted to do underneath, if I wanted to keep it all the same, or if I wanted, thanks guys, or if I wanted to mix it up. Hello, Miss Susie. How are you? I saw your video of your warehouse today. I kind of did a little video this morning. I kind of showed people around a little bit. They got half of the room here. They need to get the other half. So I'm going to use this around the outside, but I got to put another tail with it. So I either can go to a big one and 2 thin ones, or I can go just another big one. I know I bought some today. So can you guys see back here? I have a plethora of red, white, and blue. I kind of like the blue. The blue lets the white pop. Shall we do that? I could do a plain red or blue. Hold on. Oh, my knees. I've been sitting for so long. Hold on. Ooh, I don't have a plain blue. Where's my plain blue? I don't have it thick enough. Oh, I do have some plain blue, but I don't have enough to do tails. Oopsie. So I could do plain red. Let's do red, because that's what I have a lot of. And I have another roll of this if I want to do the same up here. Or I could do red. I could alternate. What do you guys think? Alternate using it. No, I got 10 cut. Well, it doesn't matter. I do this with red, and then do this with the red. Put the blue star. Do you think we should use the blue stars? Blue stars, yes or no? Yes, they're blue stars. Okay. Oops, didn't take this off. I save all these little things and bring into my granddaughter's school, preschool, because they make all kinds of things. That's why you see me tossing over there. I have a bag full already. Okay, yes. Okay, blue stars it is. So I need 5 for the bottom, 3, 4, 5. At least 4 for the top. Get that one out of there. So we need 9, right? Is that 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 8 on top. So 9. 9 of the blue. So watch how this works, you guys. Now I don't have perfect tails or anything like that. So I use this. I can put these on 2, just like that, and roll it out. And then I can cut it. Some of these spin a lot quicker than others. All right. So let's get the cutting. I cut these at, I think it was 13 inches. Oh no, these are at 12 inches, which is probably good because that's very poofy. So we'll cut 5 like this. 12 inches. 12 and 12 is 24. 2, oops, 3, 4. Now I'm going to try to do something. Facebook is being a little funky about some things. And I'm going to pin, where is it? See if this will work. It's, if I write affiliate link, they flagged me last time saying I couldn't do it. Oops. So well, I'm just going to put link. And this is if you, let me do it on here. Because I already have it set up on here. I don't have it set up on there. And I'm going to have to do that. Copy. So this is going to go on the bottom there in the comments. Link. Paste. So if you guys want to get the mesh roller, like I said, that's an affiliate link I have. Did it come up? Okay. Facebook was doing a thing. They flagged some of the affiliate links where they wouldn't let us do them. So we've been working trying to figure it out. So that's for the ultimate mesh roller. 1, 2, 3, 4. Susie Brown is the one who owns the company. And she does have other versions, a single one, standing one that doesn't collapse and stuff. So keep that in mind. You know, whatever you want. You know, but there's the link for it. So I did 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be my bottom. Oh, I need 5 for the bottom. Because there's 10 on the bottom. So that's my bottom. And I need 4 of these for the top. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, so that. And I need, oops, don't need any more blue stars. So let's get rid of that baby. So see how easy it is? Put that baby right. So I need 5 of these for the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the bottom, and 4 for the top. Did I cut that one right? Nope. Just realized that. Well, there's 2 inches gone. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 for the top. All right, here we go. 1. Ribbons, had to check my guess. These tails are, I'm doing these at 12 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. The reason why I chose 12 inches is because it's kind of poofy. which is what I figured it would be. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's why I cut these at 12 inches. That mesh, that the ruffles are really kind of thick. So watch how this baby goes, y'all, because I know I'm not going to need this. I'm not cutting anymore. Now I can do this with ribbons and all too. If you're doing bows, collapse it down. Look, done. Easy peasy. So this doesn't really have a right or wrong side. Well, it kind of does. So you have to look at it, you know, to see. And I'm going to fold it, and I'm going to dovetail it. All right. Your Christmas list. It's a good Christmas list to have, my dear. How did I wind up buying it? I bought it. The first couple of purchases that I made was one, the Bodabra. That was my first purchase. And I was scared of that thing. My second purchase was the Ultimate Mesh Roller. And then I learned about the Pro Bow and the Fluff Box, all that stuff. Spool holder, which is over here holding my, you know, ribbons on it. Then of course the Easy Bow Maker. So you can, there's a, you know, bunch of gadgets out there, but I really like this. I do. She has different versions of it, you know, like a single one, a collapsible one, a wrapping paper one, which they're all cool, and I like it. I have 2 of them, actually. The other one's under the desk because I don't have enough room for everything. All right, so we're cutting these really quick here. Dovetailing, just cut it in on an angle so you make an angle on it. The red ones in here, these are thinner than the blue ones, so it is easier for me just to cut them, all the red ones together. If I try to put it in the blue ones, they're a little bit different texture and may not cut right. I wish I could find something to do with all those things. They look like little birds. All right. I have an Easy Bow, nothing else. I guess my list is growing. Listen, on the Easy Bow, you can make the Terry bow, the Lisa bow. The difference with the Pro Bow is when you look at the Pro Bow, you're looking at it from the side like this. You know, from the top this way as you're making the bow. With the Easy Bow and the Bodabra, you're looking at the bow this way, from this side of it. So that's really the only difference between the 2 or the 3 items, so to speak. So if one works for you and you don't need the others, you know, or something, just do it. And, you know, just work at what you can, do what you can afford and stuff like that, and just go from there. And when you find something, if you think it works for you, that you think one of the others might work for you, then go for it. You know, but, you know, you got to start somewhere, as they say. Now these I can, it's only 2, so I can flip these up and fold them in half and do it. I wish, because I say this, that there would be something that can dovetail. Like you could stick the ribbon in and it dovetails it perfectly all the time. Wouldn't that be genius? But I don't think, I think because of the textures it could be different. I don't know. Maybe somebody would invent that. Who knows? Who knows? But, ooh, I almost said the L word. So, do this, you all. Because, you know, we love to spread the love and spread the word to everybody. The more we have, the more fun. All right, so these are all good. I'm going to use the red as my base. I'm going to have the stars on top, just like I would for all of them. I'm going to put them together really quick like this. because if I don't, whoops, see, I messed up on that because it got stuck together. Then I'll probably screw it up. Right, come here, there we go. So that's the blue ones. Same with this. Oh, that's 12, it just looks so long. I think I had it centered. Now see, how am I sure? Oh, because they're over here. I knew that. Oh, and these two. Bada bing. I don't know. There's no really right or wrong. I just like the stitching on one side better. All right, here we go. Get our wreath going. So these I'll start on the outside. Fold it in half. Whichever way you want to fold it, this way or fold it the other way, doesn't matter. I'm going to bend these a little bit in a V and put it in. Definitely not putting anything on top of this because there's no room. And I think I'm going to pull the red down. Oops, I didn't get that blue one centered very good. How did I not do that? Now you want to make sure on the edges, when all you're doing these is kind of just crinkling it together. You don't want the edges pinching up that way. You rather have the edge folding down on the side. Because when you put it in here, you know, if you crink it up, then your bow kind of curls up on the sides. Does that make sense? And you rather have it down. I don't like this opposite. I like the stars, the red being down below and the blue on top. Ooh, I do like that though. That's how it's going to look. So put the next one in. And I'm not sure with this if I'm going to do a bow, because with the hat on it, I think the hat might just be enough. Sometimes you could put a hat on, you know, like if you're doing a snowman or something, and it would look kind of cool off to the side. But I think if I put the hat with the sign and all on this, I think that might be enough for this. These are both, all the ribbon is 2.5 inches. Now you could do like a 2.5 inch and do maybe a small 1.5 inch, or, you know, 2 small 1.5 inch, or you could do 2 big ones with a small one in between. It's just whatever you feel like doing, go for it. And just experiment. And I've done it all different ways. I was looking to see if I had any that was visible. Like I did, I have a dog print one, and it has a black and white, I'm looking at it, it's over there. It has a, what do you call it, red and white bandana, 1.5 inch, then a 1.5 inch black and white check, and then in between that I put the paw print. So you could do it that way. Again, this is your design on how you want to do it. You know, somebody else may like this, somebody else may not like this, you know, idea. So I do like the sparkle stars. I do like how it's coming out. You know, sparkle star, non-sparkle, sparkle stars to non-sparkle stars. Gosh, say that 10 times. It's 10 times fast. All right. So this is going pretty quick. The fun part is going to be putting on Uncle Sam. That's going to be the fun part. And because I wasn't sure what I was going to be using on this, that's why I didn't list it in my Facebook page yet. But I will, once I do this, I will put a picture of a Facebook Live. And if anybody is interested in it. I know it's not going to be any less than 85. I think this guy's going to be more like maybe minimum 95. Now I have deco tubing too, that I have blue deco tubing, and I could do like in the red ribbon with the stars. I could do, just make sure I'm doing every other one, the blue tubing, and where the blue stars are, I could do red tubing. And you can do that sometimes just on the outside. You don't have to do it on the inside too, and it gives a little sparkle to it. So I have royal blue tubing sitting down there that I could use too. And that may be one of those things I look at it and say, do I need the sparkle? Because once the wreath, once the sign goes on, that may be all that I need. So I have to see. I like creating as I go. Some wreaths I will be like, oh, this is exactly what I'm going to do. And other wreaths I'm like, no, let's just create it and let it wing it. And when you're first starting out, you know, sometimes you're going to be that way. I got to have everything all set. And I do that. Like I try to have the tails and stuff set up for you guys when I do it, so you're not watching me cut a million things. But like I said, I wasn't sure if we were going to do this, if you guys wanted to or not. But since we are, I try to do it as fast as I can, so you guys don't get bored. But I do like this combination. Good choice, whoever was it, Sally, that said you use the red ribbon, red or blue ribbon. I didn't think of that, but I do have a lot of red ribbon, which is good. Got one more and we're done with the base. Whoops, whoopsie, sliding. Thanks, Patricia. Now, Patricia, being up there in Alaska, right? What do you think? I mean, now I lived there for 3.5 years, and this is back in the mid-80s. And I wasn't doing wreaths at that time. So what do you think people like? Now, I know there's, you know, you have a lot of the military bases, the Air Force Base, the Army base and stuff up there. Do you think military is going to sell better for you, or do you think something more Alaskan-y? I don't know if that would be a good term to use. And I'm just curious. Every state, you know, I mean, there's always something that you got to do for your state. Like for me, doing patriotic wreaths and military wreaths are good, probably for me around here, because there's like, God knows how many bases in my state just alone. There's a lot of, you know, between Navy and there's Air Force, Marines, Army, and we're all close by. So I have the plethora of that. And because everybody's transitional, you know, too. So I have to watch that, because sometimes you get, you know, customers, I hate to use the word guests, I'll use, that are really good, and then once they move away, it's kind of like starting over, like, you know, like Tupperware and selling all that kind of stuff, you know. Your people, it's good in one sense because you get a fresh bunch of people coming in and stuff, but, and that's what you got to do, you know, find out what your people, you know, the people around you like. But it's not just around me, I mean, because I sell, you know, worldwide, so they like it, they buy it. If they want me to do something, customize it, I can do custom. So, you know, keep that in mind when you're up there too. You know, do custom wreaths, because, you know, birthday wreaths, I'm sure there's a lot of birthdays up there. That might be something that's good to do. I just like the word to do an Alaskan wreath. I think that would be kind of cool. I don't know what I'd do. Bears? Polar bears? So, oh good. But I do like the idea of trying to do 50 states. That would be cool. Oh, look, I almost put that one backwards. We have a lodge on the, oh, so you could do a lot of lake house ones. Oh, yeah. That's true, because everybody goes hunting and fishing up there, so I didn't think about it. I should have thought about that. My husband went fishing. Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah, that would be good. I have a fishing one. I'm going to make it like a Father's Day one. And it's a big, you know, the red and white, you know, round lures. There's got to be, because you have a lot of tourism up there too. And a lot of people, you get the cruise ships that come off. So if you're anywhere near that, that might be something. I don't, you know, maybe not a big wreath, maybe so, because you can ship it back to the lower 48. So that might be a market for you. I don't know. You're never going to know till you try, right? Oops. All right, we just got a couple more. Oops, gotta go Sparkle City. Sparkle City. You guys got quiet. Why does that one look longer? Some of them seem to look longer, but they're the same size. This one's not. That's what was throwing me off. That one was cut like an inch shorter. Go figure. How did I do that? Who knows? All right. Back in the saddle. Oh, I know he's on. I'm supposed to be in his class too. I know, the master. Shh. He gave me, was it last week? Not great. He was saying, I better not be late for class. And I was late for class. So what I'll do, you guys, here's what we'll do. I know you guys like Mr. Damien the Master. And I do too. I'm in his wreath chateau. And we can finish this wreath up tomorrow. I can do it with you guys. I'll put the part 2 of it on. We'll stop here too, because I know everybody wants to watch it. I do too. And this was, you know, an added little thing to do tonight. Oh yay, I didn't cut extra ribbons like I did on the other one. Cut like 4 extra ribbon ties. So we'll get this one done. I do like this, and I do like, oh, see, it sounds conceited, but I do like it with the ribbon choices. Two. So we did good. Oh! The master, you're so funny. I'm not the master, I'm the masterette. No, kidding. No, Damien is on. Those of you, Damien's my business coach, and he does every Tuesday night. Usually I don't go live on Tuesday nights because he does what they call the Wreath Chateau, and you have to be, you know, in that group to do it, and it's a design class. So I go, and every Tuesday night I'm on, you know, and I learn from him. He'll give business tips and things too, you know, on the lives. So it's always really good. I know. I didn't know. That makes me feel so nice. Thank you. I don't consider myself a master because I'm always, you know, learning. You know, there are things that are trendy out there you got to go with. There are things that are traditional. This is traditional. Uncle Sam, hello. So, all right, we'll finish it off. We'll finish it off since you guys called me the master. No, I can't leave. All right. Where's my sign? So the sign it was a red ribbon. Ugly. Look at that. That's kind of cool. I do like it, y'all. Now, when you look at your wreath from the side, you want your tails to be down on the side. Okay? You don't want them to be curled up here, because then when you look on the side, you have nothing there. So make sure that your ribbon tail's on the side so you see it from the whole thing like that. Now I'm going to hang this baby up here. And maybe not because it's a little poofy. Whoops. Stay. I do like that. I do like that. All right, so the back here, since we did it white, I'm going to use white ties to hold it back. So one thing, and this may help you, if you don't have that color, use whatever something color that's in. So even though this is a red backing, I could do red to hold this in, but on the wreath itself, the ties that are in there were white. So I kind of want to stay with that. I'm just looking for placement. Stapler. Oh, thank you. I'm looking for my stapler. I put it in the drawer. I try to explain it. You know, there are people. I think I just shot a stapler out. Yes, I did. Don't want the dog to step on that. Try not to bend over and show my bouquet too. It's a sight for sore eyes. I try to make it so you guys can understand it because, you know, there's some people that explain it really well and other people that kind of whiz through things. I do talk fast sometimes because I'm from New York. All right, so this wood is a little bit harder. I'm going to take out my purple hammer, but I'll do it at the end. So I bang it one time in case you all have dogs. Some dogs don't like the stapler. My dog, she's sleeping. Doesn't bother her. What she doesn't like, it's so funny, when, now those went in a lot deeper. These are up on a little bit on the side. Is like on the TV, you know how you can put it, if you want to record something, you speak into it, that zzz, the little buzzy sound like that it makes. She doesn't like that. I don't know, go figure. These two staples I couldn't get out, so I kind of hammered them in. What am I getting? This. I try to make it easy, but you know, I just want people to understand. Oops. I guess that's the teaching part of me. So I'm just spreading these out. I like to put 2 staples in. Some people use 1 staple. I like to do 2. I'm going to use the hammer. Hold yours. There's nothing I can do to get around that yellow. I just want to make sure my staples are in. Main thing. Hate to be embarrassed that somebody said, you know, your sign fell off with the pipe cleaner. That would be it. That would be sad. And then I'm just twist tying it. That's all I'm doing. So I want to put this on before we do anything more. And I really seriously don't think I'm going to do a bow on this. I was like, where did my wreath go? Uncle Sam, go over there. So I'm going to stand up and disappear. And I'll do the same thing. If this covers any of the twist ties, my handy dandy green pencil, you can see how worn it is. It's actually wearing down on the wood. Because that's the part I always twist tie. It doesn't have to be the pencil. You could do whatever you want. If you want to use your fingers. I don't know why I started doing that. And it's just it has to be the green pencil. Alright, so I just want to make sure my top layer bows, or my tails are out. And this, I think is going to go right in the center, because I think once I put the hat on, they have the hat with wire already in it. So I was thinking the hat, I might do the hat off to the side. I'm going to hold this up so you can see. Let me get his legs. The legs have wire in them as well, so I can bend them and cross them. So I'm just going to, so I want his legs to be like that, but just stick them through here for 1 second. So I think, I don't want it to be straight up and down, so let me show you. Let me see if I can show you this. So for instance, all right, he's got duck feet right now, or whatever. If I do it straight up and down, that's okay, you know. But I kind of like the idea of this being off to the side here. Hey, Janet. I think it's cute. It's not like he has a body or a face, but I think I like the hat being more off to the side and putting his feet off to the side here as well. Maybe not that far off to the side. Maybe like here. It's got all these little wires. I'm looking at this upside down, so I think the hat would be better. I don't want it so far off to the side. No, like that. Like here. Something like that. What do you guys think? Patricia, hey, input helps. Because sometimes I'll look at something, you guys say something, and I'm like, oh, I didn't think of that, you know? I think the side. I don't like the better because it just looks... I like the side. And then I can cross his legs, whatever, like that or something too. All right, so we know the sign's going to go in the middle. I keep like wanting to spin the wreath around like this since I have the sign that way. It doesn't matter. All right, so let's see how we're going to put this and what it's going to cover. So it's going to cover 2 tails. So what I'm going to do here, this is where my little pencil comes in. I'm just going to take these and curl them down. All right, so we do 2 across here. So I twisted just a little bit more. And curl it down. Because those are the ones you're not going to see. Because they'll be underneath the sign. Now my next thing that I want to make sure is my tails. So this is why, remember how I wanted to do the V, lower the V, because I want the tails to be shown out. There. Alrighty. This is so complicated, y'all. So I'm going to bring this one in between here. And this is going, see if I can find it. Ooh, good for me. That one real easy. Thanks, kitty. All right. So I'm just going to tag one diagonal down here. And the reason why I'm not flipping this because this is going to shift big time. The secret of things. Trying to do this like, you know, with blind eye is just crazy. All right, so that one is done. So this one, I'm going to come down through here. Okay, there we go. Ooh, come on. Now that I got these on diagonals, it will hold better. I'm just going to do it like twice around just so we can get it. Where's these other tails? So the ribbons, and you want to make sure the ruffle is being seen too. Get stuck in the ruffle. Well, hey! You follow my directions? Which directions, Connie? How are you? These directions? Where's the one I didn't tie? Tell me, do tell, do tell. Let me get it. One more. Just enough. All right. So which directions? I'm doing this? So did you make a wreath, Connie? Now, what I can do here, because these are the ones up top, so it's like 2, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are down here. So I'm going to bring these ruffles to the surface. I think I'm just going to do it on the 2. I don't think I'm going to, yeah, I can't get them all out. Okay. Your sign? Oh, the happy birthday sign? Or this sign? I'm confused. All right, so this is already has the wire in it, which is great, so I don't have to try to sew something in there. And I think it has 3 parts to it. Okay, so on the base of this, Mary Ellen, I had a red, white, and blue. It's striped, and I think this came from Hobby Lobby. This like window painting kind of mesh, which is very see-through. You can put your fingers right through it. It's all plastic. I got this and the Uncle Sam. I bought it off somebody that was doing a live, but this. The Uncle Sam you can get at Craft Outlet. The sign came from Hobby Lobby. And this, I would have to say, research it and see. Because I don't know who would sell this mesh. I haven't seen it anywhere. So when I saw it on the live, I snatched it up. Because I thought it was kind of cool. You know, something different than, you know, just the regular mesh. All right, so we're going to put the hat. Now, I could do the hat up here. I like the hat better here, closer to the sun. Stick with what you choose. So I'm going to curl this one down, since the hat's going to go in this area. So it's not sticking them in the head. And the idea would be to get all these wire pieces through. That's going to be the fun part. And then we'll tuck this part, maybe, you know, I can push it up like that, so it's like that. Yeah. Try it as window mesh. Do I have the paper it was in? Hold on. I don't, because I must have opened it, and I think I had it already opened. I opened it earlier today. No, I opened it like last week. Yeah. Try Craft Outlet. Craft Outlet is one, craftoutlet.com, and see if they have it. And just type in patriotic mesh, try window pane mesh. I don't know how they'll have it listed, if they have it, for that matter. All right, so see the wires came out of the side. So I am going to flip this over because I don't have these into these are 2 little tiny wires. So I'll just twist them around once on here. Now, you could try Deco Exchange. I don't know if he has it or not. But that may be he. I know he got like 8,800 types. Well, that was, I think, ribbon. But I know he, I think he just got a big order of mesh too. Oh, I like it better tucked under. Oh, I like that. So Faye, did Craft Outlet have this, Faye? Because I haven't been on their website in a little bit. Sometimes when I order a lot at one time, and then I don't go back to the websites for a while. And how that goes. We're starting a river home. Oh, cool. Now I know. Alright, so let me tie this hat in here. It's one string. I do like that. All right, I gotta turn it towards me so I can see how to put his feet. I do like this. Could you hear me? I said I do like this. Now remember, I said his feet have wire in it. The wire actually is like running down the side of his leg. If you find something like this and you like let's say if you go to Dollar Tree and you find a thing and it doesn't have wire in it, you can always slit it and think of like a hanger. Bend a piece of hanger in half and slide it down, because then you can bend it any way you want, because that's basically what they do. So let's put his legs, let's try it here, and we'll kind of cross them. Now Faye, have you used it yet, the mesh? I want this close up. His pants are sticking to my ribbon. So I want his legs a little bit kind of tucked under a little bit. So let me bend this around this. Ooh. This has to be the side where all the mesh is tied with zip ties. That's tight enough for that. And we can always glue it down too. It's like if I put these guys and bend their legs, like these guys. It's only one guy. His legs. I'll probably put a dab of glue to hold it in place. Or you can take a little thread and do that too if you wanted to do it that way. So I put his legs really close. That would have been silly. Let's give a little space in his legs. Oh, cool. Well, I'm sure, Faye, you have a good idea what you're going to do with it. I haven't seen anybody use this mesh yet. The thing is, I'm trying to put both of these through here at the same time. And that's what's causing issues. There we go. I know, I'm quiet. I'm concentrating. Sorry, guys. Just trying to get that. And it's a good thick wire, too, so if I poke it through. It's you know, it's not like a really bendy wire. A loose wire, I guess the word would be. So let's get his, we'll put our bows over it a little bit, our ribbon, and our mesh from here. And then what I think I'll do, I may cross his legs, like whether it's down here or here, I have to decide. So let me zoom out so that you can see it. I'm going to put it on the wreath stand, or I can bring the wreath stand on here so we can. Let me move the wreath stand on the table, and I'm going to, so that way it's a little bit closer for you guys, and let me zoom out so you guys can see. Let's zoom. I don't have Amiibo like I think I have. So, such classic equipment. Why is it tilting? Oh, my extension cord was pulling it. So, let me turn this around. I'm probably not going to see your comments because of this. What did that say? I need to have everyone to have a nice evening. Thank you. Oh, go ahead, Pat. I know you're up in Alaska and it's different time zones, so don't worry about it, girlfriend. You can always hit replay, hit on top anywhere on the picture and those three dots, and you can hit save the video if you wanted to look at it again later. So, yes, I know. You're up in Alaska, my friend. All right, excuse my bootay. So let's get this off here. And then the outside ones. Now this is very poofy. I don't have a tie, so it's squishing these back here. So once I put a tie in there, I do kind of like that. I do like them. What do you guys think? So I think his legs, maybe I might just, I don't know which way. I should cross them like that, or just cross them at the ankle. I kind of like this. But in doing that, I would have to glue it, so I don't have my glue gun. So, oh, he's staying like that for right now. But I would glue it to make sure it stays. Hello, Mary Ritchie, how are you? So I think that, now I can add, tell me if you guys think so. I have these stars. It's going to be rattling. They come in different sizes. Now these are three-dimensional, so I could add a star like in here. And like I said, they're all different sizes. Thanks, Sally. Oh, can you really hear those? Oh my God. Those are the frogs. We have a little pond. It's only like 3 feet by 3 feet deep, a little fountain. And there's actually tadpole eggs in there already. So that's what you're hearing. I forgot. My front door is open, but the screen isn't up. So I didn't think you could hear that. Sorry. It's kind of cool because at the nighttime when it's nice, cool weather, you open the window and you hear them and you hear the, little fountain going. And, when the bullfrogs or whatever kind of animals, frogs, toads, or whatever they are, they stop and you just hear the running water. It's like a zen. So, no, they're frogs though. I think, so do you guys like the stars? Like if I put some stars in there? No, I don't have to do every single one. I don't know if I have enough. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's only 12. So like this one could get a, do I have a white big one? Put a white big one up there. I could just do it on the inner ones and not do anything on the outer ones. I don't like it on the outer ones. I just like, now they always use, you know, kind of like the triangle method. So I like that idea. Do I have another big one? Oopsie. I'm just kind of sticking in between the ties just so you guys can get an idea. You can't hear anything, Sally? I hear them, needless to say. Let's put her in there. 3 should do it. Yeah, 3. Triangle type effect. Yeah, I think that's enough because you're not going to see the 2 here, and I think actually those 3. So maybe, should I do it like red, white, and blue? I kind of like the white one up here though. I like the white one up here. I don't know why. So those, now these, I could do 1 or 2 things. I can glue it. Or what I can do is when, now, little trick of the trade, you heat up your glue gun. This is just styrofoam underneath here, like those peanuts you get in the mail. You can press your glue gun through this a little bit, kind of to make a hole. And when you do that, you put a little glue on it, and then you can take this and you can stick it right on here. The other one you can just curl down, okay? So, little trick of the trade that you can do. I have those little balls, those red and white, red and blue balls, as well that I do that with. Yeah, I like the white. Oh, well, I didn't want to do all white because I had the white here. So I thought the blue on that one kind of stood out because, I don't know. And the red on this one, I do like the white up there though. White stars sure show up. Nice. Yeah, they are frogs, Faye. So what I'll do is I'll glue those in. I'm not doing a bow on this. I think this is all I'm going to do on this. Just that. I thought about putting the little balls. I do have deco mesh. Now this is, it's going to be loud. So where's the end? I could do like a little bow. And I could just put the bow. I have red and I have blue. I'm not sure if I have white. And just do 2 and just do the outside in the deco tubing. What do you think about that? Should I use the deco tubing and do just the outside in the deco tubing? Oh, it looks pretty on the white. The blue on the white looks pretty. And I think with the red it would look pretty too. Looks great as is. Okay. Done. Say no more. No deco tubing. And that's the thing, you know, like when even with designers, like we all are, you gotta know when to stop. You know, too much is too much. You know, so I think that's it. I don't think I need any stars or anything up there. So I will glue these. I will cut the wires on this. This will be in my Etsy shop. It's no tubing. Tubing's done. It's on the floor. It's gone. Oh, and if you guys, you know, when you run out of, oh, I just threw some on the floor. You can. Now the tubing is all, needs to say, apart. You can use these or, you know, the spools rolls, and you can put your tubing on this. And just do it loosely. Now, loosely. Because if you pull it, you're going to get that. And you can just put enough that it's going to stay on there. And you can wrap it up in this. Now, if you guys, I'm going to unwrap it. See how that, oh, it uncrimped. Sometimes you get that crimping in there, like when it gets really like that. And you can just push it like this. And just push it a couple times and it will take it out. I don't know if this, oh, here's a piece. Sometimes if you unwind it, That's a little crimped there, so I'll just push it together like this. Am I showing that in the screen? Should go up a little higher. And that's all you have to do. I used to see that, and I used to cut that part of the mesh out, and then I'd be tubing, excuse me, out, and then I'd be like, God, I'm wasting all this tubing. So see, like that. Make sure I'm in the screen. So what I would do is I would just start with a small section of it, scrunch it, and just squish it like that. Look, this is the part I hadn't done. Come back. It's just like a slinky. You know, sometimes a slinky gets out of whack, and you have to kind of respray it, and then your tubing is saved. This is a long piece. Voila. So that's one way to save your tubing. And you can wrap it around those, or if you have, you know, one of the spool holders, because so that way you're not, it's not in a bag, just like kind of floating around, you're stuffing it in a bag, which you can do too, because I do that too. I also do it in Ziploc bags. Here, I'll show you. This is my last tip of the night, and then I'll let you guys go. I think I have it over here. Oh, there was on my ribbons. But that's okay. I have to clean them up anyway. So what I did is I went through my mesh, my tubing rod, and I wired through that piece of bag. This is just a little container I had. You don't have to do this at all. You can do it however you want. And what I did, once I've opened it up and I've used it, I put it in, let's say a good example. Like this had a little bit, so I used one of the ribbons holders for it. This was on a toilet paper roll. You can do that. You can just put it in, and I put them in Ziploc bags because I'll always use the Ziploc bags again. And I did it this way so that it's a little bit, me, being my OCD, a little bit more organized. And that's how I have it in it. I had some in here because I didn't have another Ziploc bag, the big ones. But see, I put it on that. I don't think this one I taped. And you can do that in the umbrella bags as well. So, and it just keeps it a little bit more organized. Some people just, once they open it, you know, like that I have on the floor, they'll just throw it in the box with everything else. And it's crazy. Too crazy for me. So, anyway, y'all. So, I am going to stop here. And I want to thank you from Carolynne to coming to NonnasNuttykrafts and hanging out with me today. The birthday wreath that we did earlier and this one. And I will see you next time. I don't know what I'm going to do. I have a lot of things we can do. All right? So you guys have a nice evening. Go hang out with the other master. Oh, let him know that I'm the master and he's not. No, kidding. I'm never a pro. I'm never a master. The times and everything keep changing. So you guys have a nice evening, okay? Oh, Sally, thank you. Let's make use of all those things. Yeah. I mean, you gotta. I mean, there's so much stuff. So this came in a lot of, like, sections. Anyway, but it does, to me, it does. And you know, you could see around, I have other tubs over there and shelves. I really like those shelves. That's great for the 6 and the 10-inch and 12-inch mess. And then behind me, I keep boxes like, look, I'll show you. Do not look at my dining room. See, I'll weasel you around. So shipment in, and it's the perfect size. I cut the short end of the box, and I use it. So easy. No, we're not. All right, so I'm going to say goodnight, you guys. You guys have a nice evening, and I'll see you next time on Carolynne's NonnasNuttykrafts. Bye.